everybody's room. Let's go.
I'm so excited to go to feudal Japan.
We are the shadows.
That serve the light.
Oh, yes.
That was freaking awesome.
They went off with her, bro.
Oh my god, he's so fun to play with, dude.
Oh, that's so badass.
Our fates are connected.
We have come together despite it all.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Assassin's Creed Shadows launch showcase. I'm your host, Yusuf Garcia McGee, coming to you from Ubisoft Quebec, the lead studio on Assassin's Creed Shadows. Now, we know the game isn't actually out yet, but we did this on purpose, because this way you still have time to pre-order the game and get the post-launch expansion, Claws of Awaji, for free. No gimmicks, no special editions, no extra price. Pre-order any edition of the game and get the expansion for free. It's that simple. We are so close to the launch of Assassin's Creed Shadows, and I hope y'all are as excited as I am to finally get to visit feudal Japan in an Assassin's Creed game. And even better, we get to do it as two distinct, unique characters. That's right, you haven't been following along Shadowstar's two completely different protagonists, Yasuke a samurai and Naue a shinobi, and each bring a completely different approach to nearly every aspect of the game. You're gonna learn so much more about them and more in the coming moments as we have a great show for y'all today. We'll be checking in with the developers on their favorite part of the game, deep diving into the combat and stealth of Shadows, meeting our amazing voice actors, getting you up to speed on the story and setting of Shadows, and even more. After the showcase wraps, stay right where you are because we'll be diving straight into live gameplay and answering some of your questions in chat. But let's kick things off in earnest. In honor of being at Ubisoft Quebec, we thought we'd ask the developers themselves what their favorite part of Assassin's Creed Shadows is. Check it out.
My favorite feature in our game has to be light and shadow gameplay. It's all dynamic, it's always there. When night rolls around, if you stick to the shadows of the building with Naue or Yasuke, you can sneak past a whole lot of guards, surprise them, get to the core or where you need to go, and then take them out from there. With Naue, you have ways to just extinguish lights if you want to. You can throw shuriken at them to break them, and there's a servant or a guard patrolling nearby and they notice that this light is off where it should be on because it's the night, they will actually go there to turn it on, and it's a very good way to get the job done this way. You do really feel like a shinobi, and that's super cool.
Something I really like in Assassin's Creed Shadows, it's our dual protagonists. Each time I switch, I really feel they are different, both in terms of gameplay, but also how they look, how they feel when you play with them. Even if I really like stealth and I play with Naue, sometimes I just want pure action, so I switch back to Yasuke and it feels like a different game in a way.
We've pushed ourselves and we were very ambitious. We wanted to create something that's very dynamic, something that would have an impact on how we play the game, that's not only visual. And I'm very proud that we've managed to achieve our vision. This time around, the world will evolve through season, which had us rethink the way we were making assets, such as, let's say, a tree. The tree needs to be supported in winter, spring, autumn, summer. And also we introduced for the first time in Anvil our TGI, which is Ray Trace Global Illumination, which give us real-time GI and also better occlusion, which greatly contributes, to the level of immersion and also sit down, connect the objects together.
I think my favorite feature is the observe mechanic. It allows you to tag and look at what's interesting in the world, tag your enemies, tag the loot as you're going through the world. We had the eagle that was telling you what's behind the wall. Now you have to climb up there to see what's behind. It's a change of dynamic and perspective that I think is really refreshing for Assassin's Creed. You meet people in the game and they become your ears and eyes into the world. So they give you opportunities. They allow you to find things that you couldn't find on yourself. So we don't tell you with markers where to go. So it's a system that's integrated into the hideout, keeps the surprises, keep you a little bit scared at times. It keeps you honest.
I really like Seasons because it's not just visual thing, it's also a gameplay thing.
Or before you would have had to swim to get into the Tenchu, and now it's all frozen. You have bushes that you can hide in it in the spring and summer, and you can't in the winter. The leaves are gone. So this is something I really like. Walking on the roof, you have icicles falling if you're not careful, and that can warn the guards around you. These are the kind of things that are subtle, but they can make a huge difference. Force you to basically approach setup differently.
Okay, I'm a fiend for animations. I love animation details. And I think my personal favorite is there's like a long chest. And first of all, even when Naoe gets into the chest, she does like 5 flips. You can lure people towards the long chest and then grab them and throw them in the chest while like escaping. I think that's like by far my favorite kill in the game. I love that thing. And on cold, crisp winter night, I like to find like the tallest rooftop I can on a Tenchu or something and just perch, just contemplating, meditative. Who knows what's gonna happen next?
Our protagonists, the characters, I am so excited to hear people, how they feel when they live this journey that the entire team had just poured their hearts into. I think there's so many great emotional moments to connect with, and I really hope that it leaves players as excited about the era and the story as we feel, because there's a lot of heart in what we've done.
Thank you. I can never repay your kindness. But now, I have a different debt to settle.
We just got an inside look at what the people behind Assassin's Creed Shadows love most about their game, and there's so much to be excited about. Considering how different Naoe and Yasuke are, I personally can't wait to experience the new combat and stealth mechanics. In fact, we put together a little something to show you how combat and stealth are leveling up in Assassin's Creed Shadows. Take a look.
Naoe has 3 weapons. She has the katana, she has a kusarigama, and she has the tento and hidden blade combo. So she has a reverse guard with her katana. She can move side to side, she can spin. The kusarigama is a crowd control weapon, so you just swing that thing around, cut everything, push everyone back. Tento hidden blade is much more of a twin dagger combat style. Multiple strikes, multiple stabs, very, very quick.
The Tento is a short blade, so it's used with the hidden blade. It's not having a big hurt impact, so you have to dodge and go back to really master this weapon.
Yasuke has access to 5 different weapons. 3 of them are melee weapons, 2 are ranged weapons. So his melee weapon is the large katana. It's the regular katana, but scaled up to Yasuke's massive size. We have the kanabo, which is a giant club. And then we have the naginata, which is a bladed staff that is about 2 meters long. Then on the range side, we have the yumi bow. And then we have the teppo rifle. The long katana for Yasuke is his jack-of-all-trade weapon. The kanabo is the bruiser weapon. It's just a giant club that destroys armor, that will stagger any enemy with the slightest of hits. The naginata is Yasuke's best crowd control option. There's a lot of spins to it. The yumi bow is a very stealthy option.
He has a different type of arrows that he can use. Some of them have affliction like bleed, poison. You can also use the silent arrow.
And then the teppo rifle is much more of a powerhouse. It's high damage, it does a ton of noise, so you will be noticed when you use this, but it's excellent at shredding armor.
The teppo also have a different type of bullets. Some will break armor, some will do some bleed effect, some will even daze enemies.
In fact, there are specific enemy types in which some weapons are better than others. For example, a very heavy armored foe will tend to be easier pickings with the kanabo.
One of the big difference compared to past AC, abilities are linked to the different weapons. So the more you spend your mastery point and you progress in a weapon, the more you unlock skill, abilities, and you become better.
Naoe does not have any ranged weapons per se. She doesn't carry a bow, she doesn't carry a rifle, she cannot pick them up. Her options are her shinobi tools. The main one would be the kunai. She does not carry a lot of them. Then she has the shuriken. This does a little bit of damage, but mostly it's there to stun your enemies.
You can shoot light, you can shoot crates, you can also use it with the quick shot to stagger enemies and then fight back with your melee weapon.
And Naoe has an upgrade where she can throw 3 of them at once. She also has smoke bombs, which is a staple assassin tool, but the way we use it in Shadows is a little different because some enemy archetypes, they dart out of there. And last but not least, we have the Shinobi Bell, and that's useful to attract enemies and have other enemies around look at where the bell landed. Having Naoe being the smallest assassin we've ever made allows us to really leverage the stealthy approach where she is much more acrobatic, much more light-footed, and she can squeeze in very small spaces to hide there. She can jump into hiding chests. She has both parkour up and parkour down, which is a classic we brought back from Unity.
And another big change that we did is to flip the crouch and the evade buttons. Reversing them allow us to be able to prone on the roofs, and it allows us to have this dodge button to parkour down.
Meaning that if you are running and you press the dodge button, she will transition in a cool fashion, generally with flips, which allows you to jump through a window, go over the ledge of a building and land much lower down. Can you play full stealth as Yasuke? Yes, you can. Now, it's gonna be hard. Yasuke does not have a hidden blade, but he still has what we call brutal assassinations. And if you can manage to sneak up behind an unsuspecting enemy, you will be rewarded with a very cool melee weapon assassination.
Since you don't have the access to the Eagle Sense, you're always on the edge.
And when you do decide to assassinate somebody or brutal assassinate somebody, it will generate a ton of noise. So you have to make sure there are no enemies close by because they're gonna turn around and you're gonna have to fight. But it is possible, it's fun, and it's a challenge because he doesn't have eagle vision, so you never know what's around the corner.
I like to imagine that early on in the development of Assassin's Creed Shadows, they were debating between full-on stealth or full-on combat. And some genius came along and said, why not both? Speaking of both, Shadows stars two fantastic and charismatic leads in Naoe and Yasuke, who are brought to life by the incredibly talented Masumi and Tongai Teresa. Earlier this year, we got the two of them together to talk about their characters and how they brought pieces of themselves to the roles.
Hi, I'm Masumi and I play Naoe for Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Is he afraid of me?
Where?
Should he be?
No, of course not.
Hi, my name is Tongai Teresa and I play Yasuke in Assassin's Creed Shadows.
I am like a bodyguard. I did not expect you to heed my words.
Your words have the power to move
Pantera.
armies, Yasuke.
High five.
Yeah.
What did you do to prepare for this character?
We need a plan.
I, at the time, had been practicing sword fighting called Katori Shintoryu, which is the oldest samurai sword fighting in Japan. It's like hundreds of years old, and we're taught the samurai ways, we're taught how to bow, the whole mannerisms. And so I was like, I'm gonna channel this energy into my, character, because I felt like it was really fitting, and so that really helped a lot.
So my audition, actually, one of the things I had to do was to bow and then show how, to...
Did you have to run?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to run. So I was like, I have got no idea how to do this. Obviously, I Googled it.
Right,
just trying to, and I used like my broomstick. So it's a little longer than, I'm trying to show, trying to do with some skill, and then it's like, wait, hold on, I gotta... But it worked. It worked.
Right. It did.
It worked. What of your character's story initially appealed to you?
I just knew that she was a warrior, but I also knew that this was a story in Japan, and a lot of times Japanese female are portrayed to be very demure, and demure, and they need somebody to protect them. And I grew up not really feeling so. Represented by those characters, right? So when I got the audition and I saw that she was a badass, she could fight for herself, she's loyal, she's compassionate, she would fight for her people, I was like, yes, I would love to play that character. When I got the scenes with Yasuke, and I had this feeling about this character, and when I met you, it was exactly the same feeling. And I thought it was a great cast that they found you, because I was like, wow, this character has a lot of heart. That's how I felt reading the sides. And I, created all these relationships, and when I met you, you were the exact same way that Come on, come on now.
Come on now.
Exact same way that I thought he would be. I was like, wow, this is really amazing.
dope.
Yeah.
He almost cost us the fight and got himself killed.
He was trying to save his family. We would both do the same.
What is something that is uniquely you about your character?
She's hard and she's edgy, but she's got a soft side. And she's following her own path. And the vulnerability too, that she's vulnerable and strong at the same time. Yeah.
I think for me, the thing that's uniquely me in this game is my laugh. It's the laugh. Yasuke and Tongai, they laugh the same.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I see that for sure. You do have a big laugh.
I do.
I think everybody heard it.
Okay, now,
Like,
now
that's
I'm
Tongai.
from my laugh. I'm gonna tone it down.
No.
I'll give you the hiss. That's what I'll give you. Who wins in a fight between Yasuke and Naoe?
Okay, so this one we need to say it at the same time. Okay? 3, 2, 1,
Naoe.
How did you know?
Like you're a ninja.
Exactly. I'm in the shadows.
Like you could be right here.
Yeah.
And I'll never know.
Yeah. Exactly. That's
You know,
why.
especially with that big ass helmet of mine, like, you know, you could just snap
Miles
me.
away, I
Miles
can see,
away.
yeah.
Like you throwing something at me. What did you think about the mocap experience?
Yeah, I was quite nervous.
Why?
I was quite nervous because, well, first of all, it was my first time. So there's this very emotional scene that I have, which begins now as Vengeful Journey, basically. And that was, I think, my first.
Oh, yeah, because that whole week you were in tears.
It was my first scene that I was shooting.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I really wanted to make sure that I would do an authentic job, but then I wouldn't get thrown off by these, cameras that I'm wearing, the helmets and the whole suit and the fact that there's nothing there. I wanted to make sure, so I
Crying with a dummy.
yeah, exactly, right? So I really built up for that. And when I was done, I almost don't remember what I did because it just, the emotion, the current of the emotion took me. And when I was done, I had a standing ovation and everybody and I was and you weren't there. You weren't there for that the one that I'm talking about. I don't think I worked with you yet. It at least made me feel like, okay, maybe I can do this mocap thing, It's like, as long as I prepare and have all the emotions.
It's a different medium. They stacked a bunch of boxes and they put the mats on it, to make it like the horse.
I remember.
You know what I mean? And so they're chugging you along, but you had to ride that thing like you are. You know what I mean? And I loved it because in my head, do you know what was going on? I could hear. So that's how I played most of my scenes. Just if there was a sword, if there was music, it's playing in my head. I think it was a very rich, rewarding experience in every capacity. So I'm truly, truly grateful for that. High five!
Yes!
Thank you for this. It has reminded me of something very important.
After hearing them talk about their characters, I'm convinced that Masumi and Tongai were the perfect choices for Naoe and Yasuke. And luckily, we'll get to see them again later on in the show. Now, it's time to go behind the scenes of the soundtrack for Assassin's Creed Shadows. Ever since Ezio and Federico climbed to the top of that Florentine church and Ezio's family began to swell, music has been fundamental to Assassin's Creed. And in Shadows, it's no different. Take a listen at how it all came together.
This is a very big game. This is a very big soundtrack.
In the musical universe of Shadows, there is the flight covering the score. There is Teke Teke doing music for Naoe's special key moments. There's Thunder Drum featuring Tiggs doing Yasuke moments.
I will keep this close. My thanks, Lady Nene.
We also have source music in the game. That's traditional Japanese music.
When we start any pitch process, we want to get a broad spectrum of composers to bring in their music. And then we scramble it and we do a blind listen. We didn't guess that it was The Flight. The team just targeted in on their pitch. It was creative, it brought the world to life. So it was a slam dunk from the start.
Rather than looking back at the history of Japan, it's looking at how the culture of Japan has influenced modern films, modern games.
At the same time, we didn't just want to write Western Hollywood music and then have them play at the top of it. But we always want to kind of include those instruments. It's great having new instruments to work with because it keeps you fresh.
Doing the stealth music for Naue was really interesting and exciting.
Joe had the idea of getting like whispered vocals, as if it was inside Naue's head.
Not what people would normally ask you to do because there's dialogue in the game and we don't want to confuse people, but it just works when you're creepy, especially if you play with headphones on. It's really cool.
When I came on the project, I saw a sizzle reel with a song by Teke Teke, and the coolness factor was amazing. It's like, oh my God, this fits.
Funny that the audio team and music team and the development team find them almost at the same time. Then everyone was, we need that band, and it was just, this is perfect.
They asked us to be us and to write music within the world of Shadows. So in a way, it was like working on a new album, kind of.
So it was inspiring to interpret this Shinobu a little bit different. So I wanted more real shinobi, what was their philosophy. It's different than Bushido. Bushido is for samurai. For example, in Bushido, die in a battle is honor. But for shinobi, death is too easy to escape from suffering. They have to survive to complete the mission. I wanted to bring that philosophy with the lyrics. Yeah.
At a certain point, the creative director said, let's associate Teke Teke with Naue. Next question is, what could we do for Yasuke then? I was in a music festival in France, and I met those two super nice guys, part of Thunder Drums. When I explained the type of music that we needed, like the guitarist was like, we have to do this, we have to do this. I have all the gear. A few weeks later, they were like, we found Diggs, the author. We were really lucky to, it was like a nice match.
I was like, okay, here we go. Even though I'm Tanzanian, I've never written any of my songs in Swahili. So I had to just channel energy from somewhere else.
You do the same.
There's some really beautiful metaphorical stuff.
I was trying to be poetic.
Well, you were poetic.
It was very poetic.
You were very poetic.
I can't.
A lot of the tracks started with Felix and I jamming on a drum kit and a guitar, which is probably not how a lot of video game scores are written.
I will have that.
And it's something that Felix and I have done together for a decade.
We've heard it so much.
Is this going to work? And then Tig's coming on, and then the flutes, and it's just these little steps.
Of course, a lot of taiko drums was a big part of how we wanted to blend a more traditional drum kit and Japanese influence.
Certain words, if you translate them from English to Swahili, the word becomes 10 times longer than what it is. It became a whole challenge of keeping a certain flow.
The clarity of the message and the story is just fantastic.
It's also so catchy.
Yeah, super catchy.
So catchy.
If anything, we hope that people hear these tracks and when they come in, they're like, whoa, where did this come from? This is cool.
And we have a version of the main team where Maya, the singer from Teke Teke, and Tiggs, the author, are talking to each other in two different languages. And it gives really something special, something that when you listen to it, yeah, that's it. This is our game. We are using a lot of diegetic music. We did work, Benedict and I, with two producers, Japanese producers living in Canada. They were able to find a great musician like Yukihiro Goto, a master of the biwa, that were great at crafting all the folk songs we needed.
When we're looking at the traditional Japanese instruments, there's such a beautiful range of shapes and sizes and sounds. I'm really happy we were able to bring the importance of the Sushibue in Naoe's arc.
Thank you so much to the Flight, Teke Teke, and Thunderdrum for crafting what's sure to be one of Assassin's Creed's most memorable scores. Nothing pulls on your heartstrings quite like music. But you know what comes close? Merch! Thankfully, Assassin's Creed Shadows has been lucky enough to team up with some amazing brands for some truly unique items. And I was lucky enough to have Masumi and Tongai help me show them off.
Oh, wow.
First of all, look at that.
Yasuke. Let's go.
Tongai, Masumi, this is the Assassin's Creed Shadows Collector's Edition. Masumi, I think you'll be interested in this item here. This is Naoe's Katana Suba.
The detail on this is really beautiful with the dragon. And
Tonga, what you got there is a wall scroll. That comes with the Collector's Edition as well.
Voila!
Wow, nice.
This is nice.
And there is a lot more artwork that comes with this Collector's Edition as well. Concept art from the game, in-game art.
Come to think of it, now his weapons are kind of dangerous.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're lethal.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed.
There is a world map as well.
Wait, this got blood in the back? What is this?
For you,
That's Naoe's killings right there.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
We've been glossing over it, but of course, the star of the show, besides the game itself, this 40-centimeter statue of Yasuke and Naoe, just in action, posing together.
Hey, you said you could actually do this pose right now. You want to show us?
Hey! Ooh, okay.
All right.
What about Yasuke?
Yeah.
What's he doing?
Hey, ooh, okay. All right. Don't give this man a sword, though.
No, don't do that. These are your knives, right?
Yeah, throwing knives.
I mean, your sense of direction is awful because I don't know why it's behind me, and but I guess you are good at your job.
No, we already killed all the people, and then we keep progressing.
Moving.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that's what's happening.
In fact, I probably just have it in front of my desk. So anyone that walks in,
I can see.
it's just right there. Yeah, and I'm sitting behind it like this. So, what brings you to my office? Yep.
You want a little bit more art? The fine folks at Dark Horse have you covered. In the art book, you get the art book, but in this specific edition too, you also get this folio with a gallery quality print as well.
Come on.
Next up, we have a collection of Shadows merch from Blend Coda. So first things first, we've got to talk about these two canvas prints here.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got Naoe again, Hidden Blade deployed, Surigama flowing, and then Yasuke on horseback.
Oh, yeah,
he's just doing the most right now.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah. Aside from the canvas prints here, we actually have two shirts from Blend Coda as well. Jersey material here. This is stretchy. This is the front here, and then on the back you have that same beautiful artwork. This collection here is a bunch of PC accessories from Lexip. The theming on these is just on point. Tongai, let's start over there with the headset.
First of all, look at that. Okay, that's little katana handle. Got Yasuke here.
Oh.
Now is leaping as usual.
Oh, really?
She's in the air somewhere.
That's cool. That's a really high quality cushion right there.
Come on.
Yasuke. Let's go.
This keyboard here as well from Lexip, you can see custom Assassin's Creed Shadows keys, the space bar, the enter bar, the shift bar. Like this is
cool.
This is really cool. And then you can't just play the game with a keyboard, right? You need the mouse.
Matching
Lexip
mouse,
has you covered there as well.
I actually want this set.
I mean, you're gonna have a tough day. You're gonna have to keep this clean, okay? I'm just saying.
This is a rigid mouse pad, but that border lights up when you plug it in. What it's all been sitting on right here is the desk mat. So if you want to just decorate your entire desk, have your keyboard, mouse pad, all that covered, they got you covered as well. This is a one-to-one replica of Naoe's Hidden Blade.
Це вже прям для фанатів.
Girl, be careful, man.
Now, Tonga, we didn't leave you out.
Oh!
Wow, that's really cool.
Come on! What?
That is a one-to-one Yasuke replica helmet.
And I am loving it. Oh my gosh, the details, man. This mask, bull cow horn.
It looks really realistic.
It's massive.
It is a gorgeous piece, highly detailed, and wearable too. We're not gonna do that right now, but it is wearable.
Yeah.
You're gonna feel protected with
Absolutely.
this.
You know, you walk in and you see these horns, you're like, oh, okay.
Thank you so much for watching. That is just a look at some of the merchandise available for Assassin's Creed Shadows. Let me tell you, the three of us were fighting over who got to take some of those items home after the shoot. I'll give you a hint. It wasn't me. Now, as we near the end of our showcase, and Assassin's Creed Shadows is so close, we wanted to get you up to speed on the setting and story of Shadows. Check this out.
The game will focus on the central part of Japan, the Kansai, for those who know a little bit more, which will cover the city of Kyoto, the city of Osaka, and then the northern and southern coastlines of Japan. We wanted to have a much more realistic proportion to our world, so mountains feeling like mountains, forests feeling a little bit bigger. So the Portuguese got here a few years before our time period, when they're expanding. We're in a very important page of history in Japan because Japan is weakened by clan wars. The unification of Japan through Oda Nobunaga is also something to prevent Japan falling to the hands of foreign interests. So Oda Nobunaga, he's known as the first unifier. Ultimately, he says that he wants peace, for Japan. On the other side, who is facing him or who is suffering that peace, I would say. The aftermath of the war will have our main character, Naoe, try to convince herself that she's not on a vengeance path against Oda, and she made a promise to her father that she wants to fulfill. So the promise will take her across the world, and she will see that they're not the only one that suffered from war, and that Oda is not the only one that gained from war.
You survived the fall of Iga. Not many of our neighbors did.
The assassins have been in Japan for a little bit of a longer time, and we'll discover why, and we'll discover how, and we'll discover how it's tied to Naoe as she goes through her adventure. Obviously, if you say that the assassins were in Japan, the Templars were probably in Japan as well, and we will see how they emerge from that.
Wow.
So Yasuke is a very interesting character. He comes in as with the Jesuit, and then he will be offered an opportunity to join Oda Nobunaga. As he ventures into the world, Yasuke is always confronted to different situations, and he tries to analyze them from, what's the just thing to do. Yasuke comes from the outside, so he knows about Japan a little bit, but he doesn't know everything about Japan. As an example, Yasuke will always be polite with nobles, he'll always do the right steps in presentation and all that, and now we will just jump in, half bow to stuff, and she could insult somebody that you shouldn't be insulting.
He's tired of teaching children with no other virtue than their name.
Yes, she's a young, naive person, but she's very brash and very confident. But later in the game, when she starts to meet important people who, in the social hierarchy, would be way above her, she needs to treat them with deference and respect, but is she doing it authentically, or is she doing it to get what she wants? And that subtlety is something I think we really try to focus on. We want the audience to understand when Naoe is faking it and when she's being really authentically deferent to someone. It's all very focused on their eye performance as well as their facial performance. And in doing so, we've really kind of changed the way a lot of these cutscenes feel. And when these characters talk, you want to listen because you need to pay attention on what exactly they're looking at, right? Our style is very much inspired by traditional Japanese films in terms of their storytelling, but the film techniques are a little bit more modern. Originally, we went looking, we found the Samurai Trilogy by Hiroshi Inagaki, which is from the 50s. The camera was very motivated, it was constantly moving, and they used whip pans and crash zooms, techniques that nowadays are considered like a little passé, but are very modern techniques. And I think I was very interested in seeing how we could use that in our game.
As the story will unfold, there are a few surprises that we want to really keep for our fans that are very important. One of them that I'll just hint towards is that Yasuke's story is not necessarily what it seems to be at the start. So there are different things that will come with Yasuke's story. And Naoe's story, it will be a discovery for her of what her family was, who were really her parents. So that's something that will be very important to the heart of the game.
How do you feel?
Calmer. Lighter.
That happens when you empty your head of the past. You see the world for what it is now.
Oh, I can't wait to finally explore feudal Japan for myself and find out how Naoe and Yasuke join forces. And remember, you still have time to pre-order the game and get the post-launch expansion completely for free. That's over 10 hours of new content just for ordering the game now. And to give you a taste of what Plausible Waji has in store, our friends over at Ubisoft Bordeaux, who you may remember from 2023's Assassin's Creed Mirage, have a sneak peek.
Я Мираж купляв. Я Мираж купляв на Xbox.
Hi everyone! From Ubisoft Bordeaux Studio, I'm Sophie, producer.
And I'm Simon, content director on AC Shadows, expansion, Claws of Awaji.
Some of us in Bordeaux met with Quebec, the lead studio. We discussed the opportunity of expanding the lore and introduce new gameplay mechanics through an expansion.
The story will pick off right after the main game's event.
The expansion is set on Awaji, an island across the Bay of Osaka. One cool thing that we're adding is a new weapon for Naoe. What I like most about the bow is how it can be so deadly and offer a great variety of moves and choreography. This weapon type was featured in a lot of iconic movies and manga that our team grew up with.
I'm super excited to see how the players react to the being hunted proposition. Not only have we created new bosses, but we gave them a presence on Awaji. They each have effects impacting the world. It's gonna make the world feel more connected and give a freshness to the roaming experience. In the meantime, enjoy AC Shadows.
There's your look at what's coming to Assassin's Creed Shadows after launch. This game is the culmination of so much hard work from developers around the world. So a sincere thank you to our studios in Belgrade, Bordeaux, Bucharest, Chengdu, Kyiv, Montpellier, Montreal, Odessa, Osaka, Philippines, Pune, Shanghai, Singapore, Sofia, Japan, and of course, right here in Quebec City. Congratulations to you all. Thank you all so much for watching our showcase, but the fun doesn't stop here. We're going straight into live gameplay of Assassin's Creed Shadows right now. See you on the other side.
We have come together, despite it all, to bring change, to bring light.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the live gameplay portion of our Assassin's Creed Shadows launch showcase. I'm Yusuf Garcia-McGee, once again, this time joined by Chris Waters. Chris, we're finally playing Assassin's Creed Shadows live on stream.
Yusuf, I'm so excited. I mean, you're playing. You got the controls. You've been the man behind the showcase you all just watched. Congratulations on that, by the way, man. That turned out super well.
Yeah, a lot of hard work from a lot of people, but yeah, we're really happy with it and happy to finally get to play this game in full effect right now with y'all.
Absolutely. And folks, if you're watching on Twitch at twitch.tv/Ubisoft, the Drops campaign is starting shortly. All you got to do is have your Twitch account and your Ubisoft account linked. You'll be getting those drops over the course of this stream and others this week as we build up to the launch day of Assassin's Creed Shadows, which, as you mentioned, is in 2 days.
Yes, absolutely. We have not, or the game isn't out just yet, but as I said before, of course, that's on purpose because Claws of Awaji, Chris, that expansion, if you pre-order the game, which you still can do right now, you get that completely for free. That's 10 hours or more of content for free just by pre-ordering the game right now.
And here we go with our very first leap of faith of the stream. It's good to start off with some of your favorites.
Yeah, the classics, right? You gotta hit the classics.
Okay, so we're here at Tennoji Temple. You're playing as Naoe, and here, get him in the bin. Okay. Get him in the bale.
Yeah.
Who was that? What set the scene for us? Where are we?
So we're outside of the town of Sakai right now. Tennoji Temple is not our objective. That's not our goal right now. So we are going to hightail it out of here as soon as these guards are not staring at us. Okay. We're gonna go.
You're just gonna make a little escape here.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't need to. We don't need to get into it there because I have plans for us, Chris.
Excellent.
Right? So we're gonna head over here, take on this Stray Dogs mission, this quest, because we have a friend that we've met along our journey, along our main path, named Yaya. Yaya is a very kind soul.
They're
She's
charity,
really,
folks.
She's a pacifist at heart, but like don't let her fool you. She will throw hands, and she makes a powerful ally. And one of the things that Assassin's Creed Shadows features are allies that you can recruit to your cause and then call upon in the open world. But first, you need to recruit them. So you have to encounter them at some point, and then eventually you'll get a quest line for them. And if you fulfill that quest line, pursue kind of their goals, their dreams, their hopes, they will decide to join your league and help you out.
And so we've met you, Yaya, in the course of this playthrough. I noticed we're about like level 19, or 20 something.
22.
22. Okay. So I guess level 19 was that enemy that you took down at the temple before heading out. Now, in terms of like the story content, right? Like Yusuf has at this point on this save played through a bunch of the narrative, but right now this is sort of side quest territory, right? This recruitment of your companion. That's kind of, I think, is that kind of where we're going to be at, that like level of narrative engagement during the stream today?
Yeah, obviously the game's not out yet, and we don't want to go into too heavy of spoilers or anything like that, so we're going to be avoiding the main path. We are going to pet this little Akita puppy.
I had a moment, chat. I thought he was going to walk by the puppy.
Just got better.
My day just got better too, no way.
I love to picture, all right, so we saw like Masumi and Tongai, the voice actors for the English performances of Naoe and Yasuke. I love to picture them being in the VO booth and just being like, okay, now you've encountered a sweet little kitty cat on the street. Go, like give me something. Like, because they have different things they say when you're petting the different creatures. Oh, and you can pet a lot of them, and I'm glad we're getting some serious pets in early.
What did I do,
sir? No, what? You're getting jumped trying to pet this dog? Was the dog in on it? I don't know. Can a dog be blamed for luring you into getting jumped by a rodent?
That's not the dog's fault. That's on the owner. I think it's because we're here.
Here's Yaya.
Yeah.
Yaya's on the prowl. Is she making friends?
Let's go talk to Yaya.
Let's talk to Yaya.
It looked like you needed help turning the tide.
We monks can handle ourselves. But since you're here, it's good to see you again.
You too. We make a good team.
It's true.
In fact, you should join me, now that I fight for the greater good.
I'm not so sure.
I'm assembling a league to bring peace to the land. I know you want that too.
You've grown up, but you have not convinced me yet.
What do I have to do? We need your strength.
I know you mean well. Look, help me investigate what these monks wanted and why. And I'll think about it. All right?
All right.
I was just imagining in the background Yaya thinking like, you do a lot of stabbing. Like, it's not really my thing.
You call yourself a monk? What happened to your faith?
In this world, you steal or get stolen from. I know which side I want to be on. My brothers and I woke up to the truth. I traded faith in invisible things for faith in reality.
Where did you take the valuables?
There are no valuables here. The real loot is at the Christian church.
This guy's got all
You're no
scouted
more
out.
honorable than a pack of stray dogs. What should we do with this one?
Ooh. Okay, so that's the other thing, Chris. This isn't, like, it's not a guaranteed, like, I do this quest line, Yaya will automatically join my league. Like, she still has to like me, right? Like, I have to make the choices.
You actually have to convince her with your actions?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
We have to align with her morals. Now, I know from a previous mission with Yaya that she tends to be more forgiving. She tends to kind of favor empathy over punishment.
Okay.
So, in this case, I'm going to forgive him.
You spoke of forgiveness. Who could be more worthy of it than a stray dog?
You are right. He needs
Yeah,
empathy,
I like that.
or he will never change. You are forgiven for this theft. But pray I don't catch you stealing again.
Ooh.
Oh, no, no, no.
She's got some steel. She's got some steel. You can tell. I'm excited to see her in action.
Nothing I can't handle. One of the thieves left your quarters with your hairpin fastened to his robe.
My husband's Kanzashi.
His hood fell, and I caught a good look. Young, with a dark brow. He used to follow you around the years back. A grumpy duckling after its mother.
Tetsuo.
Yes.
Real
like
small town
someone
vibes here.
his
This guy
bucket.
knows.
That
Oh yeah.
Kanzashi meant something to you? It belonged to my husband. One of the only things I had left that touched him. That felt like him in my hands. When grief has no home, it will turn to anger. We need to find Tetsuo.
That
Ooh.
monk said others went to Takatsuki Church.
Great timing.
Yeah, that thunderstorm.
That was not scripted, right? That stuff just happens naturally.
Yeah.
Oh, that was good.
He will return here safe. But he has some explaining to do. Tetsuo knows what that hairpin means to me. Who is he? I was his spiritual guide. He lost his parents before he could stand.
Aw.
But then, when my husband died,
All right, we'll forgive that dog too. We're in the forgiving mood.
Yeah, exactly. Not that one guy though.
Not that one guy. Ugh.
He must have missed you.
I can't be responsible
Oh, it is
for
coming
you.
down.
I did my part. I taught him everything he needed to know.
And
this
definitely
is
like
how he repays me?
you get soggy.
Once you
Like
have the
it's not gonna
Kanzashi.
slow Naoi down, but you can
And
tell her
Tetsuo.
clothes are getting so wet.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh man, you feel the chill in your bones.
Okay, so in this case, Chris, we have like our general objective here. We have to retrieve the Kanzashi, which what Shadows scouting works a little bit differently than AC games of the past. So there are some things that are a little bit similar. We have like a general location here. We know it's in northern Uzumisetsu, which is the region we're in here. We know it's in it's near the Church of Takutsuki, and it's being held by this guy that we're.
And Tetsuo's got it, but we don't have like the quest marker to show us where that is.
No.
So how are you going to go about finding that?
So if you see like in the bottom left-hand corner there, you see like we have these scouts. These scouts are people that you have recruited to your league, the League of the Hidden Blade that Naoi and Yasuke are running here. And as we recruit these scouts, they help us with certain things. They help us gather resources, they help us find intel of around the world, and they will help us find our objectives.
I like how you say gather resources. They steal stuff for you.
Yeah, it's a strong word.
Robble-robbling.
Okay. Semantics here.
Liberating. Let's say liberating supplies. But yeah, you've got the 5 scouts. These are kind of recruited into your league at a different level than companions or would-be companions like Yaya.
Yes.
But they're super helpful. You can use them, and they kind of refresh every season. So now you've found Takatsuki. You're like, okay, it's got to be around here. You use a scout to scout the area, and now we've got an objective marker to sort of help us hone in on where it's at.
Yeah, exactly. And we're gonna take our horse there. It's not too far.
Let's do it. A nice rainy ride. And so, you have those clues in the top left, right? And that can be influenced by whether you're playing on guided or exploration mode. I believe those are the terms in Shadows as well. And of course, that's one of the many ways you can like customize this kind of experience, right? Are you using the scout to find that objective? Are you saving that scout to, help you maybe liberate some more supplies to help you build up your hideout? And just kind of going to northern Izumisetsu, trying to find the town yourself, getting up to a sync viewpoint and spotting where it might be. There's some different ways to go about it, and all that stuff you can kind of customize to how you want to play it.
Yeah, and there's a ton of customization options at play here, not just in how you play, but what you're looking at, Chris. I know you're a big fan of like disabling the HUD or turning.
I like to hide some
element.
things. Yeah.
And like that is totally modular. Like there are presets, HUD presets, but there are individual modules you can turn on and off. What I'm actually doing right now is I'm playing with, I'm using the Pathfinder, which as you can see is putting this white line along the roads that helps guide me to my objective. And that can be what my active objective is, that can be a marker that I place out in the world. it just kind of helps you get there in the most efficient way possible.
Well, and it's, yeah, because there's a tendency maybe sometimes to like kind of go as the crow flies, just overland.
Yes.
But this way it'll take you along some nice roads, the fastest way you can go. You'll avoid any kind of like steep mountainous obstructions that may be, in the straight line from point A to B. But yeah, I've already, on my playthrough, I toggled off the prompts on the bottom once I was kind of familiar with the controls for a horse or riding a boat or piloting a boat. But yeah, and all that stuff is not like a decision you make once. You can change that as much as you want. Now, there was a question in chat. Twitch chat, we are keeping an eye on you over here. We're going to get to some of your questions as we keep on streaming. But one was about the language, of course. We are hearing everyone speak in English, but there is an immersive mode which will have the characters sort of speak in the language that they would natively speak in. So Japanese characters speaking in Japanese, the Portuguese characters speaking in Portuguese as well, and subtitles throughout. And then there's other voiceover languages and other sort of captioning languages that you can customize in the options to your liking. Ooh. Thank you for taking the boat, by the way. I know that, like, she's a very adept swimmer, but I like the boat. Now, who are you? Okay, you just like have stumbled upon.
I wandered into like a bandit camp.
A crossing that has seen better days, and they seem to have spotted you.
Yeah, I think
they know where you're at.
Yeah, we've been made.
All right, so here you go. You're at work with the kusarigama. This is one of Naoe's weapons. That's kind of that little like, stick and sickle in one hand, and then a heavy metal ball on the other, linked by a chain. Obviously, all of her weapons are deadly, but what do you like the kusarigama for?
The kusarigama is really great for it's Naoe's longest range weapon. What I really like, it's good for crowd control. You see this heavy attack. So the heavy attack swings the ball end.
Yeah.
The light attack. Oh gosh.
Still hit.
Yeah,
it still hit.
The light attack is like the sickle end, which means like the weapon is, I think, really good for kind of a jack of all trades in terms of, do I need to be quick? I'll use my light attacks with the sickle end. Do I need to be long range, powerful, hit multiple enemies at once? I can use the heavy attacks for that. So it's good for a lot of different things. And then if you progress enough, Chris, when you have the kusarigama equipped, you can use it to rush assassinate enemies. Which we're still a little bit too early here. Again, the game's not even out yet. We didn't want to spoil too much for y'all yet. But eventually, you'll be able to unlock Rush Assassinate, which allows you to kind of use the kusarigama to like whip onto enemies and lunge yourself at them and assassinate them from far away, which is just the coolest.
So good. Okay, I look forward to that. Another thing that's a little bit, I think, a little more immediately accessible on the, maybe not immediately, but comes before that sort of higher level skill on the skill tree. With the kusarigama, you can do an attack that kind of wraps up your enemy, and then you can like jerk them this way or that way, and they'll stumble this way or that way. So if they're like up on a ledge or near some destructible like environmental stuff, you can kind of whip them around and they smash into stuff or fall off. Anything that lets you kind of do that manipulation, delightful for sure. Some folks have asked some questions. Aurora Mary asking if it's going to be on Ubisoft Plus. It sure is. So Ubisoft Plus Premium will have Assassin's Creed Shadows Day 1, which is this Thursday in just about 48 hours. That'll also be the premium edition of it, so you'll get some deluxe edition goodies in there. And when that Claws of Awaji expansion comes out, you will have access to that through a Ubisoft Plus subscription. Of course, that Claws of Awaji expansion you also get just by pre-ordering the game, which you have about 48 hours, give or take, left to do. All right, you've made it to the Church of Takatsuki, Yusuf.
Yes.
So now you're trying to find the kanzashi. This is a precious heirloom for Yaya, but it's with with a guy. She knows she wants to pity him, but she's kind of mad.
Quiet, Tetsuo. Yaya sent me. Come on.
Oh.
Oh, he's running.
He's cheating it. He's out of here.
I'm
just a simple monk that took off in a dead sprint as soon as you mentioned Yaya's name.
Oh, he's fast.
He's got, yeah. Naoe, of course, fastest assassin. Yes. In the Assassin's Creed series. But listen, she's not the fastest. She's not above being given a run for her money here.
Yeah, she's the fastest, most agile assassin. Oh, he found. Oh, yeah. Oh, the choke slam.
What?
I taught you humility.
I taught you humility.
You stole from
That's
us?
one word for it.
From me?
You left me. You are my guide. When you left, I lost my way.
So you become a thief?
Yeah. Stop.
You have something to say?
This is a little trickier, I think. This is not quite as clear as like forgive or punish, which you were mentioning earlier. It's got forgive in there, but also like feels like you need to take responsibility. Also a very kind of like a Yaya owning it, you know.
Right.
Showing empathy in that way.
Exactly. Like maybe you're not entirely, blameless in this situation either. Mm-hmm. Are you thinking is that the answer you want?
I mean, I do feel like Yaya taking a little bit of this on herself will give her the space to, do that forgiveness. But yeah, I mean that's kind of what I feel. But also forgive each other's there.
Chat. No, let's go.
All right, let's do it.
Let's go with this.
You need to take
and
responsibility.
Tetsuo both played a part in this. He's safe and you have the pin. That's all that matters.
Lay it out, Nawe.
How quickly my anger has taken hold of me.
Yeah.
When I lost my husband, I pushed you away. I was no good for the world. I left you with no choice but to find another family. Even if they were stray dogs. Will you forgive me, Tetsuo?
Oh, now she's asking for forgiveness.
We're getting the emotions going on stream here, chat.
There is something to this passive forgiveness. It has been a long time since I asked for it myself.
Oh, here we go. Now we get to make her an offer.
Okay, all right.
Did you consider my offer? Will you join us?
You say you fight for the greater good. I believe you.
Good. We will be glad to have you.
Yaya, the warrior monk, joined the Kakushiba Iki. Call on her to tackle and knock out your opponents in open combat. I mean, we got a little preview of that just a second ago.
Yes, but now she can do it on command. And Yaya is the first ally you meet throughout the course of the game. And her recruitment happens a little bit quicker than some of the later companions. Some of those other companions have more drawn out quest lines and more investment that you need to
They're a little more embroiled in some drama. They need a little more convincing.
Exactly.
All right.
And some of them, Chris, are also romanceable.
Okay.
Just putting that out there.
All right. Listen, don't miss out on opportunities here, folks.
Oh yeah. So we happen to be right next to this castle. Now, these castle activities, Chris, you'll find them throughout throughout the game world. They're marked by these white hexagons. There's often a synchronization point there, but they are like hostile territory. These are hostile ground. You can't just wander up in them. Now, when you hover over them in a map, you'll see certain information. You'll see like a general level. In this case, it's our current level.
Okay.
See how much wealth is there? Those are the resources I mentioned that your scouts can gather for you.
Yes. They can requisition.
Yes. You'll also then see how many samurai daisho are there. In this case, there are 3, and then there's a legendary loot chest as well. And that legendary loot chest is only achievable or only openable once you've taken out the requisite number of samurai daisho.
The daisho got to be down.
The daisho got to be down.
Are you
and
going?
Then, of course, you see the rewards here as well.
Yeah, all
so
right.
we'll get 3,000 experience points. We'll get 3 mastery points, and those are tied to the samurai daisho. So as I take out
You'll get
each of the
one per.
daisho, I'll get 1.
All right.
And then you can actually see what's inside that legendary gear chest as well. So it looks like
So
it's going to be
headgear for Nawe?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Let's get in there.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. So this is sort of this, you're obviously in this sort of walled town of Takatsuki, but the Tenshu, right, the fortress area, is a whole area unto itself, and you can see right here. You got to cross the bridge, across the moat. It's guarded by these 2 soldiers right out of the gate. Are you Are you going straight up the
No,
gut?
no,
It doesn't
no.
seem like the Naue way.
No, maybe if I was Yasuke, I would, but let's see if we can find a more creative way in.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
We'll scout out.
Folks who are watching us on Twitch, you got drops coming your way. Now, you got to watch for a certain amount of time to hit certain thresholds. If you have joined the stream late, or if we're not going to go for the entire get 100% of all your drops today. However, we've got streams coming at you all this week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, starting at just around this time every day, and we'll be having guests from the Assassin's Creed Shadows development team on. So they'll be able to give you insights, anecdotes, share some of their deep knowledge and creativity about how they brought this game to life. You'll get to ask them questions, we'll have a great chat, and you'll get some more chance to score those drops on twitch.tv/Ubisoft. So follow the channel, get your notifications on just so you don't miss it. And if you're watching us on YouTube, I hope you're enjoying the 4K stream. We're excited to be bringing it to you over there. But we'll be on Twitch for the rest of the streams this week. We hope you find us there. All right, it looks like you found a way in. Look, you're on top of a rooftop.
I did. I found a way in. I have scouted out some of the nearby soldiers here.
Okay.
You can also see there, inside this building here, there's a chest icon, and then there's a barrel icon. The barrel denotes those resources that my scouts have to gather. A chest is just, loot gear I can open up myself.
I also saw a little tower right here that you might want to pay attention to.
Yes.
Right? There's an alarm bell up high, which I like that, if they're going for the alarm bell, you do have some time to stop them because they got to hoof it up that ladder.
They got to climb all the way up.
But,
But what I can do, so Naue has access to a set of tools.
Yeah.
So if I can pull those up here, at the top I have my kunai on the bottom. If you look at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, top I have my kunai. These I think are best used for guards. These do high damage. You can kill someone with these with a well-placed headshot. My shuriken, which I have more of, they're not going to kill anybody outright, Chris, but they are good for certain things like breaking alarm bells, taking out lanterns at night from afar. You can destroy a lantern to keep yourself cloaked in shadows.
Yes.
So I'm going to pull one of those out right now. There are two other tools. There's a bell, which allows you to kind of draw enemies in.
Yeah, a little lure.
Yeah, and then
hey, look over here.
Smoke bombs, of course.
Smoke bombs.
The classic.
Clutch.
So there we go. We've disabled. Oh, that's definitely gonna.
Anybody nearby? I do like that the bell makes the sound of it has fallen on the ground and you hear the slight dong, but the ground has also muffled it because it can't resonate in the same way.
Yeah, right.
All right, now you're down in it. It looks like there's a dice show over there on that bridge. You can see. All right, we got our little eagle vision here.
Yeah, so there's quite a few, and these dice show are no joke, especially if you're playing as Naue. She is not the brawler that Yasuke is, obviously. And we'll get some Yasuke gameplay, and we'll split this sort of 50-50.
Excellent.
But we're gonna sneak in here. We're gonna grab this loot chest.
New katana, some shuriken refill.
Yeah. And now, smaller batches of resources like that wood right there, I can just pick up. But these large crates, what I'll do is I will tag it, and then when the season changes, because there are seasonal changes in Assassin's Creed Shadows, my scouts will go and pick that up for me and deliver it to my hideout.
So they've got it it's kind of it gives them the time to make the plan to extract it.
Yes.
And you the time to communicate it to them, and I love the slide tackle. The sweeping the legs out assassination that Naue does is very good.
It's very cool.
All right, speaking of shuriken use, I see a red barrel over
yes.
there. Are you feeling loud, or are you feeling maybe not boom boom yet?
I think.
It's right by the side.
Okay. So I think we still maintain secrecy there.
What?
He's definitely confused.
He's definitely mad.
He's like, I didn't think these barrels. Oh, now it drew a lot of attention.
I mean, yeah, that was a big boom. That was a big boom.
They still don't know where I am, but they're gonna get suspicious, and they might start looking around. Oh, this guy's wandering straight towards me.
Oh yeah.
Can we get him without alerting everyone else? Oh, wait. Oh, he's so low. No.
Oh no. All right.
Okay.
It's Kanabo time.
So yeah, these big enemies, you have to upgrade certain certain abilities in now. Oh no, he's healing.
Oh wow, that was a big draft. All right. Let's talk about abilities in a second. Here you are using the Kusurigama. You've you've stripped away his armor, which you can see because above his head the yellow bar is gone. If you feel like customizing it and like not having those health bars, you absolutely can. And you can see that his helmet is off, so you know now you're just doing health damage, and so you've gotten through that sort of barrier of armor. Now I like the Kusarigama choice here, Yusuf, because so often you're doing a heavy attack, which like staggers this guy. Oh! And like keeps him from getting off a shot at you while you're focusing on the major like imminent threat, this Samurai Daisho.
And like that's what I mean about crowd control.
Yeah.
Like those huge sweeping attacks are going to hit multiple enemies. And then like if you want to get really nitty-gritty with it, like there we go. We've taken out one Daisho, 2 more to go. Okay, what's this archer gonna do to me? Oh, don't hit me! Don't hit me!
Try to archer at that point. You gotta pull out the small knife. Oh yeah, you grabbed him. Oh, the kick. Nice dodge. Oh man, the huge throw. Noise. Oof.
Give me this loot. I've earned this.
Yeah, absolutely.
But as I was saying, Chris, like the if you want to get like real like nitty gritty with it and like optimize your build and things like that, there are certain emblems and engravings that you can attach to your weapons.
Can we take a look at your weapon right now?
Yeah. Good call. So if we go into our inventory here, we can take a look. I have 2 equipped weapons that you can switch between at any time.
Yeah. Like just hot swap on the fly, even in the middle of combat. Sometimes there's benefits to switching between them. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. If the situation changes, the alarm bell goes off, there are more enemies around you suddenly.
Yep.
But if you see here, my Kusarigama, underneath all those stats, you see plus 6% armor piercing with consecutive hits. So that's an engraving that's on this weapon. Now, higher tier weapons have more engraving slots. Like if we look here, this legendary weapon comes with an engraving plus 200% damage on enemy collisions. So that's what you were talking about, Chris, where once you've wrapped the Kusarigama around them and you can chuck them in any direction, you can do 200% extra damage.
Yes.
But there's also things for this Kusarigama that will give you a buff to damage or adrenaline gain when hitting multiple enemies, for example. Not something you'd want on a Tanto or even really a Katana, which are more single enemy attack focused.
Yeah.
But the Kusarigama, totally.
Yeah. Yeah, customizing sort of, you know, I've played a little bit as well, and I'm still kind of early in the game, and it's at that point where you're just kind of like getting new weapons as you're exploring, sort of the new gear is coming in. But if you spot stuff like that, you know, that legendary kind of engraving that increased the enemy collision damage, you don't have to leave that gear piece behind just because you're leveling up. The Forge lets you kind of level up a weapon and have it keep pace with your level. Is that right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
A Forge, which you have to build and you have to invest in your hideout, and we'll check out the hideout in a little bit. It allows you to level up that gear to make sure it's staying current with you.
Foxy.
If there's something you like on it, you know, if you want to keep it around. Rohit, I see you asked this question, and sorry if it was a little bit ago, about the season changing. Yeah, so the season, like, time is slowly passing as you're playing. You know, day, night, storms come in, storms come out, you've got weather going on. But if Yusuf's in the mix right now, you can see in your menu screen there's like a little circle that shows you the progression of the season. And so you can see how close you are to each season has 2 phases, like the early spring and late spring. What season are we in now, Yusuf?
We're in fall.
We're in fall right now. Okay. So winter's coming, and those transitions happen at moments where you're kind of traveling to a different place. Maybe if you're switching between Naue and Yasuke. It's not like all of a sudden a blizzard's going to come in while Yusuf is at Takatsuki Castle looting, and then there's going to be 3 feet of snow by the time he's trying to get out of there. But they do sort of progress naturally in that way, and at a certain point from the menu, you can decide to kind of like end the season if you're like, I'm ready to.
Yeah, if enough time has passed.
Kind of wait it out.
Exactly. Like you're not going to be able to like. Oh. Thank you for that screen. Well placed for me. It makes it real easy for assassins to sneak in.
It adds privacy for sleeping, but at the same time, someone can sneak on in.
We got a new Kusarigama right now that I think is, it's better than ours. So you can see it's a rare tier, so that means it has that extra engraving slot.
Yep, there's 2, I see.
And then you can see the direct comparison here, higher DPS, higher posture damage, and actually we haven't talked about posture damage yet, we'll do that in just a second. But then you can also see poison buildup on this. And then the engraving gives me plus 1% affliction buildup on consecutive hits.
Can you press X right now?
Я вчора почав дивитися півфільму.
Because I was noticing, this is like a more, the look of this is not so much like a milled wood. You know, it's not a perfect cylinder, right? It's it's like, I found a great stick. This is such a, like, it's very got this natural look, and that purple tinged edge, I mean, that's the color of poison effects in the game, right?
Yes, yeah. Exactly. And so you'll see that build up as I start attacking enemies with it.
Oh, sorry, the ball is also a spike. I had to point it out before you went away. Chad, that is nasty. No. But I mean, yes, that looks awesome.
And a really cool thing, too, that's actually new to Assassin's Creed as well. You know, visual customization, transmogrification, whatever you want to call it, has been in these games before.
Yeah.
It's here at launch, obviously. But what's really cool, actually, is in weapons. If you go to visual customization in weapons, and you tab over, you can actually customize individual parts of the weapon.
No.
So, like, I can change just the look of the blade if I want.
Okay. All right.
And I'm not going to, because this weapon is gorgeous as it is, but like I can change, you know, if I don't want that little, you know, very organic.
Too rugged. No.
Yeah,
I made it a little more refined weapon. Wow.
Yeah. Tons and like it really helps you appreciate the detail of these things.
Yeah, this is my first time seeing this in depth with this many options. This is very cool. Chat, what do you think? Get the death artichoke.
Is this?
No,
this is a death artichoke.
That's a death artichoke.
This is probably what, like the death.
Pineapple.
It's got pineapple vibes. It's got pineapple energy to it.
No, I think this weapon looks so good on its own.
You're beautiful as is. Toxic Kusarigama reaping.
Kusurugi.
Okay. Oh, there's also another question. I'm so sorry, folks. Yusuf is playing on PC right now. He's using an Xbox controller, so that's why you see those prompts. Sorry to clarify that to you a little early. Oh, that didn't work.
No, so he saw me coming at me. This is not like an enemy. Like some enemies are just like too powerful for you to assassinate without the requisite ability upgrades. This guy just saw me coming, which, you know, when they see you coming and they have time to react, it should not be.
Yeah,
you should not be able to just easily assassinate them.
Right? Like, it's not just some jabroni on castle guard duty.
Маленька катана.
I mean, he's no Naue though.
Yeah. Маленька катана в Акидзасе называется.
Now I'm using the Tonto now.
Okay.
As you can see, much like quicker, short little burst attacks. And the Tonto is it's a single blade, Chris. It's relatively small. So what Naue does when she fights with it is she actually uses her swivel hidden blade. So her hidden blade comes out and swivels so she can use it like a knife, much the same way like Connor did in Assassin's Creed 3.
Yeah, I know y'all remember the moment from the trailer where it comes out and she switches it. That was a good one. Oh, just having a drink. Sorry, buddy. I need your stuff.
Yep. Ooh, garden gravel. Nice.
Yeah, so you saw that pop up there, garden gravel path. If you've been watching, there's been a few elements like that you've looted as part of this, and those are hideout customization options. You find them throughout the world. You can buy them at ornament vendors, but these are different ways that allow you to get really into customizing your hideout to look like this beautiful compound, or, you know, honestly, whatever aesthetic you're going for, the more of those things you unlock, the more options you're going to have. So. If you see anything that looks a little odd, like, did he just loot an azalea bush? It's because it's a customization thing for the hideout. And we'll take a look at the hideout a little bit later on. And I think talk about it later this week with some of the dev guests we're going to have on our streams. So this place said wealth low, Yusuf, but I feel like you're getting a pretty good haul.
Well, you know, that's fair. But I think it just goes to show how wealthy some of these castles can be.
Yeah, so if this is low wealth, what's high wealth? All right, so you seem to, you've made the kind of outer circuit. Now you're taking a look in. We've got another die show. I'm sorry, I said the Tenshu earlier as kind of synonymous with the fortress area, but that's not totally accurate. The Tenshu is the tower, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, this structure here, which is typically where you'll find the sync point. It's typically where you'll find the legendary chest.
And one of the die shows will be around there.
Typically somewhere around
there. And that's not a die show, but that is a guy I don't want to squabble.
Okay, so you saw the skull, right?
Yeah,
skull instead of
not
number.
Skulls here.
Yeah, the skull instead of number, that is a very dangerous, like those are dudes that will take 2 swipes and maybe take you out or something.
Sometimes a single swipe. At Naue, sometimes, you know, she's not a heavily armored protagonist here. So sometimes a single one can get her. Ooh, okay, so we can assassinate this Daisho in one.
The opportunity is too good. Worth alerting anybody who's nearby.
Okay, I think we're low enough on the ground that we're not gonna alert the skull.
Oh right, because they were in like second floor interior. Yeah, there you're out. Okay, but this one's coming by on patrol. Yeah,
they're definitely alerted.
Curiosity.
But they don't see.
And
they won't
They never will.
Мало всього, дуже мало.
Okay, so it looks like we have a Daisho potentially over there. That's not
Резервуар непривично, да. В цілому Міраж непоганий.
No, thank you. We do have some folks asking about the difficulty level that you're playing on, Yusuf. Can you give us a little bit of info about like where you are
That's a great
on
question.
the difficulty kind of spectrum, how we can customize that?
Absolutely. So yeah, I'm playing right now just on normal entry-level difficulty. I have played this game quite a bit. So
you saw a lot of gameplay in that showcase we started off with, right? That was a lot of our guy Yusuf capturing that.
Він, блін, офігенний був.
So, you got some chops.
I have played quite a bit, but also, yeah, one of the things we're actually planning, Chris, you mentioned we're streaming with developers all week this week. One of the things we have planned for our Friday stream actually is an expert level playthrough. So if you ratchet that difficulty level all the way up to expert, it doesn't just make the game harder. It doesn't just give the enemies more health or make you do less health or anything. Or
motion capture,
it will often just change their behavior. So if you play on expert difficulty, for example, enemies will be much more likely to notice you on rooftops. So you can't just retreat to the rooftops to make your getaway and expect that to work every time.
They're going to track you down. They're going to spot you at a further distance. They're going to They're going to investigate with more tenacity. And so yeah, you definitely have to. I think it might be.
Oh, it was a servant.
A servant?
Yeah, it was.
So what's your move with the servant?
So I'm gonna grab her. And then we're just gonna knock her out.
Okay. Just have a little nap. Just have a little time where you don't breathe, and then your brain shuts down, but doesn't shut down all the way. You'll be okay. You will have a bad headache.
You'll definitely have a headache.
But you will live by my mercy. Oh no, it didn't work. Oi! Get him. Oh. Is this like a little shuriken finisher moment?
Yep.
Oh, nice shot! Right in the neck.
Oh, okay. So this guy sees me.
20-й уровень. Показує, 20-й уровень.
Got a little spicy for a second. Oh, no, the alarm bell! The alarm bell's going off!
Oh, it's going off.
Oh, it got spicy. It got real spicy.
Схоже на Origin, на Вальгалу дуже.
Switch to Yasuke. You have to be like not wanted when that happens.
Yeah, well, I can't be in a castle and switch.
Okay, all right, that makes sense.
So okay, so the alarm went off, but they don't know exactly.
Ти бачиш, да, як вона паркурить? Паркур down.
They might.
Someone might investigate a little bit. But you did find another Daisho.
Yes.
So that could get you that 3 of 3. You'll get all those 3 skill points that we can spend once we're things calm down.
Да, шурикены.
Okay,
Samurai
we're fighting.
Kusurigami's out. Now, you'll notice that he's got a few other things to take a look at, just kind of HUD stuff. This is excellent, because Yusuf has some abilities, some activated abilities that are specific to the Kusurigama. Those you see in the bottom right, in the top and bottom position. The left-hand one, which is the kick, I believe, that's kind of like a general, not weapon-dependent ability that he can use. Each weapon can have 2 specific abilities you equip for it. And that right, the other side, I believe is reserved for a companion call-out. You've got that set up. Oh my gosh, you are taking
Я балдею, боевка топ.
So you saw that visual effect when it kind of desaturated. That's Yusuf using, here we go again, right? The timing is impeccable. That's him using a ability. And of course, really helpful. That area attack to opener in the beginning of this fight.
Yeah, that really helped.
Was really good. someone else still seeing you.
Так, а як я узнаю? Я ж так само, як і ти, дивлюсь на телефоні.
Okay, so you can see there it says the chest is available to loot. Oh, there.
Ну от я зараз заходжу на телефоні.
Guy tries the close range tempo. He's going for the reload.
Ну, стрімлять уже в Україні. Я бачу українські канали стрімлять. Game Emotion. Стрімлять уже Assassin.
For some reason, the like double clavicle stab gets me.
Yeah, so that's
Oldboy уже відео зробив. Oldboy відео зробив уже.
The enemy has like a weak point.
Tactical Potato американський випустив
kind of like glowing yellow. It means like their armor was broken recently or
уже прем'єру робить.
They're in a vulnerable state.
They're in a vulnerable state, exactly.
Yeah. And that vulnerable state allows. Oh, hello! Oh no!
Okay.
No, it's time to go away. What? Who is this? I have never seen.
So because that alarm triggered,
they called out the big.
There's going to be a guardian now.
Таємна кімната у нас стрім.
He's got the. All right, so you can still see a level, but like that like demon mask on the character and then on the top. Wow, that is an imposing dude. And nimble. What a leap!
Ні, у Павла немає.
Oh gosh. I love that.
Okay, so we have our Tonto does bleed damage, which is that little like red ring you're seeing build up underneath his health bar.
Yes.
Да, я не знаю, на Твічі напевно стрімить. Я Твіч не дивлюсь.
My goodness.
Це не рахується.
Dude.
Like,
а у Павла дивно нічого немає.
One hit from him could potentially end me, so I'm trying to be careful.
You do not want to take any of those big red unblockable swings from a tough enemy.
Yeah. Okay, see?
There we go.
It nearly did kill me.
Yeah.
Не знаю,
Let's finish it. Let's finish it.
Oh, the Tonto coming in with a hidden blade.
Немає.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Анонсу немає. На жаль.
That was a surprise. That was a result of the bell going off and you not stopping it, or just you lingering too long.
Дивись, ти там в Телеграмі сидиш.
Once that bell goes off, like you're no longer anonymous. They're on alert here.
Ти ж Павла в Телеграмі сидиш. Напиши в Телеграм, що там, де ви є.
Because that's where.
Що там, хто там?
That's where I'll get my chest.
Буде стрім.
It's also where Skull Guy is.
Foxy.
That's true.
Watch out for that. Ooh, grapple.
Oh yeah.
Зайди в Телеграм до Павла, напиши йому. Ти ж пишеш йому в лічку. І ти мене питаєш, чи буде
I messed that
стрім.
up. I didn't realize there was a grapple there.
Ти більше знаєш, ніж я.
Servant we knocked out.
They're still fine. They're still napping.
У мене Телеграм
No
навіть
one's
не
running it back with the
встановлений.
bell.
У мене на телефоні немає Телеграму.
So now I will be attacked on site. Wait until the season ends to reset it, or switch characters to avoid detection. So you like could lay low by switching to Yasuke.
Yeah, right. Yasuke is not wanted.
Давай
Now
стрім
it is.
запускай. Це я Фоксі.
Swinging in now.
Ми тут Сабу
Which
чекаємо.
floor was that skull enemy on?
That's a great question.
You gotta get that eagle vision back out here.
I think we're okay.
Да я жартую.
Oh, so there's a guardian.
There's two guardians?
There's two guardians. There's
Three?
three guardians.
There's a whole posse? I did not know they rolled that deep. It's dangerous. It's dangerous, folks.
Okay. I think. Yeah.
Ну, по ідеї, воно вже стало доступне. По ідеї.
Oh, so it was a guardian. There's a guardian up here
По
now.
ідеї. У Deluxe-версії воно вже
Alright,
доступне.
you really just want to get that chest and get out.
Yeah. Well, I would love to get the sync point also.
Oh, sure, but you don't need to.
I don't know if we can assassinate a guardian. Oh, okay, we can do some damage to him.
I mean, close quarters. He's gonna go for it, Chad.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
I don't want this. I don't want this.
Oh man, get the chest and get out.
Okay, hold on. I think I have another strategy for the chest.
All right, another strategy. I see Soneto commenting on you didn't instantly kill them with that assassination. That's true. So the default setting is not that you can instantly kill everyone, but by assassinating them. Higher level enemies, tougher enemies are gonna have more health, and they're gonna take more strength on your part, more cunning, and like a better gear, higher level. So as they get higher level, and as you level up your gear, your abilities, etc., you can kind of keep pace and stay competitive, but there's still going to be enemies that you can't assassinate one shot. Now, if you like that to play that way and you like solving that puzzle, excellent. But if you don't want to, that's fine too. You can turn on guaranteed assassination in the customization menus. That means anyone you get the drop on with an assassination, boom, they're done. And that's just a different way to play. you can play however you want to, and you can switch that on and off to like, you know, vary it up should you want to. You don't have to make that decision once and stick with it the whole game or anything like that.
Yeah, I've toggled it on and off from time to time. Okay.
And yeah, Iron Tion, that's even on high difficulty. That I think you can have that active on a higher difficulty level.
So difficulty,
it's like a separate option. It's decoupled from that.
I can jump in and show y'all too.
Вони просто демонстративно показують, як типу лутати замок.
Combat versus stealth also. Like they're not necessarily. It's not like a preset.
Okay.
All right. So I threw a smoke bomb, Chris, to distract all those guardians.
What did you get? What gear? What'd you loot?
You know, I was so focused on getting out. I'm not even sure.
Same.
Oh no, we knew what it was going to be.
It was going to be a headgear, right?
Yeah, it was going to be a headgear for Naue. Here it is. Peasant hat.
A legendary peasant
hat.
Oh,
so it automatically refills an adrenaline chunk when you enter combat. That's pretty good.
So no matter where you come into combat, you're going to have an ability ready to fire off. That is good.
Exactly.
Let's mix it up.
All right, let's get out of here. Let's cheese it.
Yeah, you are wanted.
I am wanted, so I feel like that's as good of a time as any to switch to Yasuke.
I agree.
So let's get out of...
D-Trek saying, the environment is awesome, guys. Great job, devs. Hey, thanks for sharing that, D-Trek. We appreciate y'all in chat sharing the positivity and the excitement for Assassin's Creed Shadows launching in just 2 days. This Thursday, March 20th. We will have developers on our stream Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So if you want to come back here, give them their flowers, we'd love to have you. And we'd love to have you regardless. That's what's happening later this week. Yusuf, tell us what's happening now.
What's happening now, Chris, I'm going to switch to Yasuke, and what I love is that there's 2 different ways to switch characters.
Yeah.
You can either go to the inventory menu here and just hold down, with like an Xbox controller, hold down the X button. But what I love is you can also, while you're here, if you decide to fast travel, let's say I want to go to, where do I want to go?
Yeah, what do you want to mix it up?
Let's head, well, Iga, so this is Iga. This is where Naue is from. Let's go here as Yasuke.
Okay.
Why not? So if I want to do that, oh, wait. Oh, I can't fast travel because I'm wanted?
You are wanted.
Let me see.
I mean, it looks like these dudes are literally coming down the road at you. Okay. Are those?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I might have to get out. Let's
you have to like leave the area?
Yeah.
Or like find a Kakurega? The Kakurega folks are like your local bureaus, your like little safe houses in different towns. Yep. They allow fast travel. They're spots where you can like refill your rations or your tools and your ammo, depending on if you're Yasuke. And you can do some customization stuff there as well.
Pick up your contracts, manage your allies.
There we go.
Okay.
Speaking of managing our allies, we got to get Yaya on the.
Yes.
Мені
So
подобається.
I've gotten out of the region.
Мені подобається, бо я...
So I'm wanted in Izumisatsu. You can see there.
Ну,
I'm not wanted.
You made a run for the border.
In Yamashiro.
It's fine.
So yeah, if I want to fast travel to like this Kakurega, I can do it as
Я маю на
Yasuke.
увазі відкритий
So I can,
світ.
as that fast
Відкритий
travel
світ,
triggers,
ну,
I'll
прикольно,
automatically
завдань до
switch.
всього.
Okay. Oh, that's clever. I like that.
Але що тут по сюжетки вони не йдуть, вони чисто показують.
This is what I got Yasuke in his Ronin outfit right now.
He's got the Ronin vibes for sure. No, sometimes you gotta put the samurai regalia away. Look how he is a tall man. This is not a room built for a man his size. But this is your Kakurega. You can manage your scouts here. Yusuf is gonna get some back, ones that he has used to or just at the cost of some currency. You can get into your storage here.
Yeah, these scouts, as you said, Chris, like these were the scouts I used to tag those supplies, which means if I have them tagging supplies, they're busy with that essentially.
Yeah.
They're not going to be able to scout locations for me
They've got a job. They need to move like 80 pounds of stone from a warehouse in the middle of a castle. It takes some logistical planning.
The Kakurega is also where you'll find the contract board, but then again, your scouts will offer you these opportunities. So they've heard a rumor of a gear chest in this area.
Or your merchant.
They've heard a rumor of a suitable location for a Kakurega. So I can
that's cool.
accept both of those, and now those will appear on my map. Now as
right. As depending on as you're looking around an area,
like okay, so we can
We can find a Kakarega there.
Mm-hmm.
We can find a chest over here. A gear. Oh, a gear merchant.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been searching for a gear merchant in Kyoto. That's actually, that's really helpful. I'm very happy.
The scouts came through.
Yeah.
Love it. Love to hear it. So you spent some time here in Kyoto. Again, where Yusuf is, you want to like rough ballpark how many hours in you are?
Yeah, I'd say I've played probably around 10 hours.
Okay.
10 hours of like progression, because you know we got to a certain point and I was like, oh, I don't want to you know ruin the story while we're playing on stream. So
yeah, we want to get to a good point while you're on stream. All right, Yasuke. Here we are playing as Yasuke. Now you've seen him in like lots of sort of very ornamental and also very robust samurai armor a lot, but he's got like Naue, a wide variety of outfits which have different, you know, stats and abilities, but also different cosmetics. I saw some folks in chat talking about transmog. Yes, that is fully in Assassin's Creed Shadows. You can change the look of your outfit to match other outfits that you make.
I'm sorry. Can we just appreciate how good this looks right now?
It's so good. Like it's fall. That's why like the autumn colors, the leaves are down the ground, they're blowing through the trees.
I also just I love his cape flailing
yes,
in the wind.
The half cape. Also, thank you for going to the slow walk.
Yeah, I know you love a slow walk. I did this for you.
I love it.
I did this for you.
I appreciate it so much. Oh my gosh. And what is this hat? This like
the straw hat?
The straw hat with like the slats for like it goes down for. What a look! Ain't nobody recognizing him.
And it's actually really cool too, because like I mean obviously Yasuke is not native to this land. He stands out. And he's also a samurai. And so, like, oftentimes people, as you're walking through a town, will react to seeing him. You know, maybe it's the first time they've seen Yasuke. Maybe they're recognizing and showing deference to him as a samurai. He has a very like tangible feeling as you're moving without you know moving with him throughout the world.
And it's something that like you start to notice, especially if you have been playing as Naue for a while, and Naue just walks down the street, people walk by her, they don't give her a second look. But then you're walking down the street as Yasuke and people like see you, react, step to the side, give you a little bow. Yeah. You really start to feel it in like it's a very like low level way you feel it, but it really just adds this extra dimension to, okay, this is the character I'm playing.
Yeah.
This is the way I'm operating in the world.
Okay, so we mentioned Yaya, Chris.
Oh, there she is. You see her?
Let's call her in.
Let's see what Yaya's gonna do to these guards.
Oh, there she comes. There she comes.
Comes in.
Oh,
start off with the
shove.
Oh, strong uppercut into the brazier. Almost catches the guy on fire. All right. What are you working with? Oh, the kanabo. Oh boy, she softened him up for you, and then boom. It's so slow, but it hits so hard. Yeah. You're knocking on these helmets. Oh, nice dodge. So of course the mobility is a little different for Yasuke and Naue. You'll see Naue dodge rolling away and can, you know, cover a lot more ground that way. Yasuke just has a little sidestep, but as you saw there, very effective at dodging strikes. So Yaya is lingering in the combat. Like she's pulling attention. She was brawling. This guy came over damage to you. She has now. You'll see the little icon.
Yeah, she
there is an
out.
icon over these characters. They are not dead. If you were feeling particularly savage, you could have hit that ground attack.
I could have. But this is what I meant. Yaya's a pacifist. Oh, and then
she's gone.
Yeah, exactly.
You didn't see her. Sekhmet, you like that club? Yes. So the kanabo is one of Yasuke's 3 melee weapons. You see another one of them, the naginata, that long bladed polearm, and of course the long katana. But yeah, the kanabo, very slow, very powerful.
Very powerful.
It's so fun to use, especially if you've been like kind of like nimbly slicing it up for a while.
Yeah,
to switch to the kanabo.
It's a nice change of pace for sure, and it's like it's so great at breaking like enemy guards. Like sometimes you'll see enemies like put up their spears or something to try and block you, and it's just so nice to just smash through those defenses.
Oh, you thought, huh?
Yeah. Okay, so why don't we head over here?
I see there's an icon near your little. There's some icons on the way.
There's some yeah, so there's a legendary chest here.
Okay.
Which means there's a possibility that this is a castle as well. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna head here to eliminate these targets. and then as we get closer, we can check out.
Can you go swim across and get that boat?
Yeah, good call.
Or maybe wade. I don't know how deep. Oh, nope.
Oh, he's swimming.
Listen, folks. If you can't see the bottom of water, it could be very deep. Always be careful when going into the water carrying your combo. That thing is heavy. So, folks, I have seen some people asking about the drops on Twitch. We talked about it a little bit earlier, but just to remind you, here's the deal with drops. You can get rewards for Assassin's Creed Shadows in-game just by watching the stream for, I think it's like an hour, you get a headband, 2 hours, you'll get a gear, and then 4 hours, you'll get a weapon, all for Naue this week. We're not going to be streaming that whole time, but we are going to be streaming Assassin's Creed Shadows every day this week on Twitch, so you'll have plenty of time to get those drops. Just make sure your Ubisoft and your Twitch accounts are linked. If you don't know how to do that, you just Google it real quick. The FAQ comes up. It's super easy. And then once you've gotten that drop, once that notification pops up in Twitch, go in, claim it, and it'll be delivered to your game once you start playing. Love a good boat ride.
Oh, yeah. That explanation lasted exactly as long as that boat ride. Oh, we timed it.
We definitely did. Oh, so look, this is, you're like in the woods, the fall colors, the leaves are swirling, and now you're coming up to Byodoin Temple, and you've been charged to eliminate troops in this area, but it looks like that's going to be maybe beyond the temple or in a specific area. But can we just get like a little walk through this temple?
Oh, of course we can.
Oh my god. And like this area, I love the incorporation of water features in so many of these spaces. You know, here sort of wrapping, so this is like a little bridged area. You know, the small bridges of all kinds and all sizes, just another way to show that architectural flair and personality.
Well, and you bring up the water features, Chris, too. Like right now it's fall, but one of the things that's really fun and cool about the dynamic seasons is that these water features in temples, in castles, the smaller ones during the winter will freeze over. So like right now, let's just show it really quick.
Yeah, because we're near the end of the season, right?
Well, no. So
oh, you're looking at something else.
If I switch to Naue right now, you'll see here. If I like, she can like this. This is like a shallow enough pool. Okay, all right, well you see there, she's swimming. But if we like get into like a shallow enough area, like she will crawl prone through this, and then use her little reed to start breathing. But this is like a great way. We're not in hostile territory, obviously. Yeah. But this is, if we were, this is a great way to sneak past guards or sneak up on guards,
and then come on up out.
But if it was winter right now, it would be frozen. I wouldn't be
cold.
able to do that.
No, it gets cold out here. You have different options.
Yes. Okay, so we will just get over to this.
Get your
area.
horsey. Come on, ride a horsey.
You want a horse?
Ride a horsey.
No, he's so fast.
Kiri, where are you at? Yeah, but horse.
Okay, I'm not 100% sure I took the right path. Is there
no, you're doing all right. Just go like follow this path, and you'll wrap around.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Sometimes you gotta follow the path and trust, and then maybe run over a mountain if it doesn't quite work out the way you thought. I was just playing in springtime and going on a forest path like this, and the feel was totally different.
Yeah.
There was less, you could see less branches because the green was even more verdant and wild, and then now, the leaves in varying degrees of fall foliage. It's cool. It's cool. I'm excited.
It is. All right, now I want to switch back to Yasuke because I want to show off some more combat, some more of his weapons.
Yeah. Let's see some naginata or some long katana, or actually maybe a little range, a little bow.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Well, I'll keep the naginata right now, but I'll replace the kanabo. How about that?
Okay. We had a question in chat. Where did I see that? Someone was asking about when the seasons change, do animals change? Michael, yeah, like in springtime, you'll see deer or, dogs with their young, with puppies, with fawns. You will not necessarily see that in the fall or winter time because that's not the season when the animals give birth or reproduce on their natural cycle. So yeah, that is part of the environmental changes.
All right, so I have multiple types of arrows. So like I have a basic arrow here that will do fine to take out this guard who's unarmored.
Yep. There's one off to the left there too.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, they saw something suspicious.
Now they've seen nothing.
All right, now all these guys are like,
they're like,
something's going on. And you'll notice, folks, that Yasuke does not have the same tools as Naoe. He doesn't have all those shinobi tools. He does have the bow as a ranged weapon. He also has the teppo, a rifle. You choose which one you want to equip at a given time to sort of have accessible.
Just launch it with them.
The big Naginata area control. This, for sure the length on this thing is very advantageous.
This is Yasuke's, his long range
You got a kick.
melee weapon. Oh, you want to kick?
I want to kick.
You want to kick?
He goes so far, I love it. Oh,
and I love how we just slice right through those banners.
Yes, and we were checking that out earlier, but like slicing through stuff around an enemy encampment like this, if there's sort of a bamboo grove sheltering one side, sometimes you come apart on the north. I was actually, I had gotten myself into a situation as Naoe where quite a few guys attacking me, but I was kind of hemmed in by the claw.
Okay.
And I was like, oh man, do I have to like jump and climb over this pole? Like it wasn't working, but then I just sliced it. It worked, and I ran right through and was able to reposition and stuff like that. So, also good for getting a quick exit, not just a point of ingress necessarily.
That's a great point.
All right. Can Yasuke climb the tree?
Yasuke can climb the tree. He can climb the tree. He does not have Naoe's grapple hook, so like certain areas that are only reachable via grappling hook, he's not going to have access to. But many times in Shadows, there are multiple paths to the same destination. So there might be a path that like, oh yeah, like this is kind of meant for Naoe to take, but other times.
I think, so for example, I was thinking when you said, the grapple example, right? One of the things that's great for is gaining altitude. If you're in a temple or near a Tenshu, getting to the roof, not only to find that sync point, but also to, get the lay of the land, reposition, etc. Yasuke can climb on roofs, but not in the same way that Naoe can and can't grapple up. But I was able to get to the roof of a Tenshu once by going inside, fighting my way to the top, and then going out like a trap door in the roof.
Yeah, you did.
Which was surprising to me. I was like, oh, that sync point, I'll never be able to reach it as Yasuke. But in that case, I could. It was really gratifying to figure out that path.
Yeah, I love that. Ooh, okay, so we found our chest.
Cobblestone path.
Wait, did we find our chest? I don't think we did.
Chest. You were.
Oh, there's another.
Oh, okay.
So that was not the chest.
Now, you saw that yellow dot. That's Yusuf pulling the left trigger to kind of do that observe mode. This is a great way for spotting little points of interest or little sort of, potential treasure spots.
That was like a legendary chest.
Yeah, okay, that's legendary. What do we got in here? Tatsu's Triumph, a legendary trinket, and then tool damage for tools mastery and engraving. So we talked about engravings earlier. There are ways that you can modify sort of higher quality weapons. You can customize them in the forge. Sometimes weapons come with those engravings on them already. But what's the deal with this trinket, Yusuf?
Yeah, so Naoe and Yasuke each have a trinket. And it's like, you'll loot gear for the other character sometimes. So that was a Naoe trinket. And in my inventory, I don't even need to switch characters to still have access to her inventory. So if I go into here, into her trinket, we'll see what this does. So this gives me increased health, slightly less critical damage than my currently equipped trinket, but more vulnerability damage, and then plus 2% tool damage per mastery point in tools. So if I'm using my kunai, I'm using my shuriken, this is going to buff them.
Well, if you've invested in them, can we look at the mastery for a second?
So yeah, masteries work differently as well here. So a couple of things. The trees, like the abilities in trees are tied to your weapons. So in Yasuke's case, he has 5 weapons. So we have the long katana, the naginata, the kanabo, the bow, and the teppo. And then he has like a samurai tree as well. Now, if we jump into them, you'll see that there are multiple abilities. The diamond-shaped ones are active abilities. Those are the ones that I'm, like the kick, the ones we're pulling out in the middle of combat. But then you also have passive things. So, like Bull Rush is a samurai passive. While sprinting, regular enemies will be knocked back, and some doors will break on impact.
This is really fun. That's a good one.
Yeah, and it's half as effective as you see on large enemies. So a lot of Naoe and Yasuke's abilities aren't as effective on super large enemies or high level enemies.
Makes sense.
You'll need to upgrade them to a certain level to achieve that, if you like. But you can see here we're unlocking bow abilities, but there's on the left-hand side here, there's these tiers. We only have access to the first 3 tiers.
Yep, you see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Right, it goes all the way up to 6. That is tied to your knowledge rank. So on the bottom left-hand side there, you see our knowledge rank is 3. And our knowledge will increase, our next rank will increase when we gain 4 more knowledge points, which is what's showing there in the orange hexagon. And knowledge you can acquire many different ways. The easiest way is to find those orange activities out on the map, those orange hexagon activities, and complete them. And there are some specific, like the kata activity is a Yasuke only activity. The Kujikuri is a Naoe only activity, but those ability points transfer over. So if I get 4 ability points, 4 knowledge points with anybody, I'll be able to unlock that next knowledge tier and have access to level 4 abilities.
Across all the weapons, all the disciplines.
Exactly, exactly that. And the mastery points I've been unlocking from killing Samurai Daisho, from leveling up. That's where this is where I'll spend them.
You have a significant number of them.
I do. So, it's a lot, but keep in mind also that, for example, this ability here is going to cost me 5 mastery points, which I want for sure. So we're getting this payback ability, deal 3 powerful strikes to a single enemy, each dealing 35% ability damage and restoring 10%
and
health.
restoring health. Ooh,
yes, that's very good. I like that quite a bit as well.
All right, let's get the katana out. Let's see if we can get into a little scrape with Yasuke and his long katana. Oh, I just like the way they showcase them a little bit.
Also, just like, again, I know you're like if you go into here, we showed you the customization menu, but you can also just visualize the weapon and just get a good look at it.
And this takes on a little bit of a added significance, knowing that, the hilt, the crossguard, or I don't know what the Japanese term is for that, the blade, you can customize those individually to really kind of craft a look that you like.
All right, so we have that set up. Let's go do the sync point with Yasuke real quick.
We did have some folks in chat asking for a leap of faith.
Oh, a Yasuke leap of faith?
Yep.
Of course.
It looks like
it's behind me.
Oh, okay.
I was like, wait, what's happening?
Oh, this will be a dive into a pool then. We'll see what kind of grace he uses when launching from the. Ooh, what? We got stars. We got the nighttime sky, the Milky Way. And yeah, folks, we'll take a look at the map after this real quick, because I know we had some folks asking in chat about taking a look at the map.
Yeah, of course.
But first,
my favorite thing.
Never gets old.
My favorite thing. I love an Assassin's Creed sync point.
Like just the glistening warmth of the lights, just pinpricks, little spots.
As you can see, Yasuke's balance not that great. I think he should be crouching, right? Like,
Yeah, come on, man.
Someone
do yourself a favor. Get that center of gravity lower.
Yeah. Naoe, come get your boy. Give him some advice. So one new thing as well, and folks, a lot of this we talked about in our Assassin's Creed Shadows launch showcase, the video that premiered right before this. But in case you missed that, in case you just joined us, we're going over playing the game live now and showing off some of the new features, Chris. Sync points obviously have been in, going back to the first AC, but when you get up here now, you have the option to observe. And when you look around, there's certain places I've already been to, but for example, you'll see some places that are like a question mark that I can scan, and it'll let me know that, hey, there's a point of interest over here.
And we can tell from our naked eye observation that that's a big old castle.
Yes. But just going around, you'll be able to kind of scan and tag these question marks, and then when you jump back into your map, they'll appear there, and you'll kind of know, oh, okay, hey, there's something over here I might want to, uncover the fog and discover.
All right, before you jump, number one, look at this shadow of Yasuke on the moonlight on the ground.
Yeah,
I noticed that the other day.
Right?
I really love
Right
that
there.
touch. Number two, can we look at the map real quick?
Yes. So, we'll zoom out all the way out. This is the world map. You can see quite like this is what it looks like in places I've been to, and you can see just quite how much fog there still is. Places I've not yet ventured. Briefly been in Iga. Spent most of my time in Yamashiro and Izumisetsu. And like as you travel, again, it's not ACs of old where you do the viewpoint and it unfogs a whole bunch of the map, but it will tag individual items as you tag them, as you observe them yourself.
What's this little sword icon down to the side?
This is a contract. So this is like a contract I picked up at my Kakarega.
Contracts, super good for getting supplies if you want to customize your hideout. I learned this.
Yes.
They are very lucrative in terms of supplies. Like obviously we've been picking them up along the way. We've been tagging stuff for our scouts to get, but like you need to get some building done, contracts.
Yeah. And was there a specific question on the map that someone had?
No, maybe. I don't know. I think they just wanted to take a look at the map.
Yeah, for sure. And then what I want to do now, actually, before I have a ending activity for us, but I want to check out the hideout. I want to go to the hideout.
All right, hop over there. This is where Kubax is where our settlement is, our hideout. It's in this protected kind of little canyon or a little area, not a canyon, in the Lost Hills.
Yes.
And we can take a look at what? You just got like a chest waiting for you there?
Yeah, I got a chest with some crops, some money.
Got the horses, the stable's looking good. So Yusuf, we're not going to get too deeply into it here, but we're going to... the leap of faith, Noxious. We
forgot. No. You know what? It's fine. What we're going to do, we're going to fast travel as Yasuke, and we can do it there.
Okay, all right. You have an ending activity in mind. We'll
Yes.
fast travel to
Nearby
leap of faith, and we'll do it. I'll remember, I promise.
Okay, so I do want to show off the hideout really quick.
Let's see it.
Because I'm sitting on a stack of resources here.
Oh my gosh. Yes, you are.
So when you first get your hideout, you'll basically just have the stables and the Hiroma, and you'll have to build the other buildings. So I built a forge, I built a study, and I built a Kakarega here.
And you decided to put the study in the Kakurega across this big field from your other buildings for like physical fitness?
Exactly. But I wanted to do it to showcase some things. So we jump in here into the build menu. You can see the main rooms. The one I don't have yet is a dojo, Chris. And now that we've recruited Yaya, I can build a dojo.
Okay, and this is a place where the companions the allies that you recruit, you can level them up. You can give them new abilities. They can have a bigger impact and unlock kind of new skills.
Exactly.
But the dojo is a big building.
It is quite a big building, absolutely. I'm thinking of putting it maybe right around here.
Sure.
So I'm just going to place it. Now, I don't have customization elements just yet, but you can change the appearance of these buildings. You can change, the roofs, the walls. If you have just a general skin swap for it. Then there are these stations that you can set up as well that allow you to display things like armor and outfits or weapons or art that you want to hang up on the wall. So those are also...
You gonna put something?
Well, hold on.
Let's go.
Let's hang out. Let's hang some outfits, right?
Okay. Your Toolmaster gear. So these are armors that you actually looted.
Yes.
And they'll still be available for you to equip, but you can just kind of display them here.
Exactly.
Okay. And some of them, obviously Kasode, not a battle-ready armor. The Crimson Scales armor, this is part of that deluxe edition, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
The deluxe edition, which you can still pre-order, of course, Chris, because the game is not fully out yet. You can still pre-order the standard or deluxe edition if you like, and either version will come with the expansion Claws of Awaji completely for free. That's over 10 hours of content for free. Just getting any version of the game, pre-ordering any version right now. If you want the deluxe edition, though, it'll get you some really cool armor sets, a very cool mount, and some weapons for both Naoe and Yasuke.
We'll take a look at those later this week on the streams, so don't forget to come on back. Get your drops progress still going, but here are some of those sort of further customization, and really you can get very detailed in terms of making a path between places. If you put two buildings near each other, sometimes they will connect naturally, but you can also make a big old garden gravel path in between, and you can line that with any number of things that you have unlocked here.
I kind of wanted to show just really quickly like how easy it is and like how fast it can be to just arrange these buildings.
All right, put something along the gravel path. So let me see. What else you got?
Hold on.
All right, he wants to get his paths down.
Okay, we got our paths down. We have our statues. We have light fixtures.
Little campfire. You create a little campfire nook over by that lake. You got a little lagoon.
Some fences. Some nice rocks. Like you can really go full on like landscape architect here.
I am
look
foreseeing.
How many rocks I have.
I'm foreseeing already just like a night where I happen to loot something like this, like a serene garden. I'm like, okay, now I have to put that in my hideout. Okay, well I can't just like plunk it down anywhere. I got to create a vibe around the serene garden. Okay.
Right, like I'm thinking maybe out front here.
Yeah, down by the path. Sure.
Yeah.
High foot traffic area. What a terrible
and then like,
choice.
No, that's not a high foot traffic area. Well, if you're not respecting the balance and the gravel paths I set down, Chris.
Stay on the paths.
But yeah, we can set a woodworking station down. What I want to do, you can place trees, and like what I like. Hold on, there's.
He's got something in mind. The sakura.
I wanted the sakura trees.
Oh, that's big. That's not small.
Yeah. But like, we can place them along the path, for example, and then like rotate them. So like, they don't look exactly the same.
Oh yeah, you could like kind of get them mirror imaging over the path. Now you unlocked this item through play. It's not costing you anything to put this down in your hideout.
No, the only thing that costs resources is our buildings.
The actual buildings, which give you those gameplay buffs and new opportunities and to advance various degrees of your loadout or your companions, etc., etc.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
You could do this for hours on end to your heart's content. There's one final thing, though, I do want to show.
All right.
And that's animals.
Oh, yes, the pets.
So anytime you pet a domesticated animal, which are basically just dogs and cats in the world.
Scroll through them while
hold
you're
on,
talking.
hold on.
Scroll.
Okay, you're right. Sorry, I got excited. You'll essentially like you pet them for the first time, and then you'll see a little pop-up on the right-hand side. That means you can place them in your hideout. That golden Akita puppy, Chris, is back, is here. Tsukimaru is a pre-order bonus quest. So we already talked about Claws of Awaji, the expansion that you get free for pre-ordering. You also get the Throne to the Dogs bonus quest. Tsukimaru is part of that quest. I don't want to spoil what happens or how we got him.
Oh, Tsukimaru had a bad time.
He's a very good boy.
Sweetie.
And of course, cats. We got some Calico Bobtails. Calico Kitten. It's so small. It is so small.
It is so small.
The best thing is petting them as Yasuke. So we're gonna place like a Calico Kitten, right? Like, let's put it on this gravel path.
Just playing in the middle of the path.
Yeah. Is it gonna think it's litter? Maybe. And we'll give it a Calico Mama also, right? But you'll also encounter wild animals out in the world that you can paint. So you'll see an animal out in the world. If you sneak up on it quietly enough, Naoe or Yasuke will paint it. And depending on the animal, it's not true for all animals. But some animals, once you've painted them, you'll also kind of get a version of them that you can place in your hideout.
You can have a tanuki like.
We have a tanuki. We have a white ox.
Oh boy, that's
a
big
hare.
You create a little wildlife scenes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So we'll put a little tanuki down also. I'm just putting them here just for now, just so we can show them off.
Because, you know, I've built this, like, I just put everything here really quick.
Totally slapdash effort.
Yeah, like, that whole thing took like 3 minutes. But we jump back out now as Yasuke. Oops, that door was open. And boom, there are these gravel paths. Here are my cats.
Sure. Oh, let's go.
Wait, where's my kitty? Where's the kitty? Oh, it wandered. It wandered. Hey, guy. Hey, where are you going? Where are you going?
Come here. Come back here.
Look how small. Look how small.
Oh my goodness, so tiny.
You are very cute.
You are very cute.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
Now, Chris, earlier on you were saying like you like to imagine that like Tongai and Masumi got to like, you know, recording these lines.
Yep.
I like to imagine that they brought in little kittens.
We need to get the authentic reaction
yeah.
to being confronted with a small kitten.
I bet you are a good hunter.
Best day of the job. Now, folks, Yusuf just name dropped Tongai and Masumi, the two actors who performed as Yasuke and Naoi respectively in the English performances in Assassin's Creed Shadows. If you missed the Meet the Actors segment as part of the showcase that began this live stream, make some time to check it out. It'll be up on YouTube. It's up on YouTube now. You can go check it out. The recording of that showcase hosted by our guy, Yusuf Garcia McGee. He killed it, dude. And so there is an actor segment. There's deep dives into combat and stealth. There's a lot of cool stuff and more coming this week as we interview the devs live on stream. Oh, it's wintertime.
Yeah, so we're finally transitioning from fall to winter. And as you can see, like winter, by far the biggest change up visually. We got snow on the roofs. We got frozen ponds.
Now, two things. Some folks have been asking about modern day connections. We'll talk about that later this week, maybe Animus stuff. Or do you have a quick?
Yeah. Let's wait a little bit on that
because we do have an important task to perform now.
Yes.
With Yasuke.
Yes.
The leap of faith.
Oh, he stumbles.
Oh, the bounce.
Walk away from it. It's good enough.
And he landed. You can walk away from it.
The bounce. Did he like bounce down the hill? Oh my gosh, that poor man.
Not all the way.
Oh, he's very hardy.
Yeah. Poor guy. Poor guy.
He's really trying it. He's really trying.
There's a relatively nearby castle that I want to take on.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Listen,
it really is.
You got to have a little comedy in an Assassin's Creed game, folks. And there it is. And oh man, look at this like. The forest vibe is totally different now. This like moonlight is so stark and cold. It's like very calm. It has that like snow fallen like on the land kind of muted feel. The river's looking like that extra cold, dark.
Christmas. Well, and then like you'll also, you know, there's also gameplay changes. You know, we mentioned the ponds, but certain bushes now that have lost their leaves because of the cold won't provide cover anymore.
You're not hiding in that bush.
Like you can't just go and crouch and be hidden in any bush now. There are still, you know, deciduous. Is deciduous? They don't lose their trees.
That's evergreen.
Evergreen.
Yes.
Evergreen. Excuse me. The opposite. There are evergreen bushes that will provide cover still, but the deciduous ones won't.
It's definitely like. I think I found myself in that moment of being like, okay, I'm in a high bush. This is going to be fine. And then the guy spots me immediately.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
it's like, no, you're just in a bundle of twigs.
Oh, right. I'm like, you can't see me. Oh, you can. All right, let's fight.
But then like, there are also certain things like icicles will be hanging from the edge of roofs. And if you venture too close, they'll start to fall off and then they'll alert guards.
Oh, yes. I saw that in the showcase. Yeah. I like that. Gotta be aware of the surroundings.
All right, now we did the. Oh. Sometimes you'll encounter these Ronin just wandering the path, and like Naoi and Yasuke like essentially kind of have like bounties out on them. So these Ronin are essentially swords for hire.
They're just kind of trying to find you, hunt you down, maybe gain favor, get paid. All right, so you are rocking the long katana now.
Yes.
Show us that Y ability.
Oh, yes. No, it was the A.
Oh, good. Oh, man. The impact with what some of these hits hit. Bluebird CTV. Graphics are amazing. I'm glad you're liking the look. Thank you. Appreciate it for coming on and sharing that positivity. Appreciate you.
Yeah. This game is so gorgeous.
Yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, you're seeing it in 4K. If you're watching on Twitch, you're seeing it in 1080p, 60 frames per second. But yeah, it's no matter where you're playing it, it's going to look great. And it's the kind of place where you've experienced this in Assassin's Creed games before, not being in a beautiful place, but like discovering how the environment in different regions and now in different seasons offer different kinds of beauty, offer different kinds of vibes, different kinds of exploration, richness. It's like one of my favorite things about playing a new Assassin's Creed game. It's so good.
Yeah, well said.
All right, are you gonna try to like get across this gap here?
I don't know if yeah, this is not a jump Yasuke.
Not really a Yasuke entry point. This is definitely a Naue grapple hook.
Yeah.
Because even if you go through here, you have to go like down then up.
Yeah, perhaps.
I don't know. Let's give it a shot.
Oh, well, here's a frozen waterway.
Does he slip if you walk on the ice?
So this is one of my favorite things. If you try sprinting across the ice.
So like walking, okay, but if you sprint,
walking is okay. No sprinting though.
That's. I wonder if they did a little like, Quebec City icy sidewalk mocap.
Hey, just walk down the street.
Just walk down the street a little bit. Let's get you. Some folks are asking about when to download the game. It depends on the platform. Some you can download and you can preload today. Of course, it doesn't unlock until the 20th, which is Thursday. But all that information, region-based, platform-based, is announced, is publicly available, so you can find that on Assassin's Creed socials. And our mods have been popping the link in there, I believe, into chat, so that you can know just when you can get it loaded up, and then when you can start playing. Because it's very soon.
Yes.
The wait is almost over.
Yeah, be sure to check like your place in the world as well, your region. Now, Chris, I've realized that, and I'm not going to spoil anything. This specific castle, though, as I mentioned, we're in Iga, which is Naue's home region. This specific castle actually, we've visited in a flashback. I'm not going to spoil. I'm not going to say anything that happens here.
Okay.
But being here now, I'm like, oh, this should be a Naue castle.
There you go. And it's that easy to switch when you're, I think we were a little bit limited earlier when we were like in a castle and wanted. You can't just hop swap. But other than that, when you're out exploring, when you're not in combat, you can switch once you've, once you've got both characters unlocked. You can switch at any time. Uh-oh. Nope, no sticks, no leaves on bush.
Yeah, there we go. We saw it.
All right, so Yusuf's still working with the Tanto. The Tanto's like a short dagger, and and Naue fights with the hidden blade as well as the Tanto, so it's kind of a twin dagger vibe, very fast dart in and out kind of combat style.
Yeah, and one thing I do want to show off really quick with the Tanto is if you hop into the Assassin's tree for Naue, and you go here, double assassinate. So this is a passive, highly recommend picking it up, but it's using the Tanto. Now it can assassinate 2 targets standing close together with a single attack. So that's only if you have the Tanto equipped. If you're going Katana, Kusurigama, you're not gonna be able to double assassinate. Similarly, I don't have it quite unlocked yet, but as you can see, Rush Assassinate is what I was describing earlier.
What? That looks so cool. Oh,
yeah. It's really cool. Rush Assassinate has been, in the games to a certain extent, before in different forms, in different ways, but it was an ability, Chris. So like you were using an adrenaline slot for it. You were triggering an ability. Here, Rush Assassinate is passive.
That's passive?
Is passive, as long as you have the Kusurigama equipped.
So you've got the Kusurigama equipped,
it's part of Naue's tools.
You'll be that close and you'll see the assassination prompt.
Exactly.
Ooh,
exactly.
Okay.
Now, we haven't gotten any Katana gameplay with Naue, so
let's do it.
Let's give her a Katana now. And the Katana, so there's like every weapon has its own kind of like assassination thing. We talked about the Tanto, we talked about the Kusurigama, how those
The double assassination, or the rush assassination.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. The katana allows Naoe to assassinate people through shoji doors.
Ooh,
which
okay.
is really cool.
That is a very kind of also like very like shinobi or samurai fantasy, right?
Yes.
Of like just that slick, just like mastery. Yeah, oh, that's good. I like it. Mr. Zoo asking, can you disable the orange glow on enemies when breaking armor? I don't know if you know this off the top of your head, Yusuf. I'm pretty sure you can. A lot of that visual, those visual elements, those kind of little environmental clues and cues tend to be the kind of thing you can toggle on and off. Not sure about that one in particular, but we can take a look in a little bit while after Yusuf is done sort of, or maybe later this week after Yusuf is done exploring this snowy fort. Oh, look at the snow on the tree branch. It looks so good.
Yeah, that might be a good question.
Is this, all right, I see why you're saying this is a Naoe one. You are grappling your way all through this.
Yeah, it's tied to a Naoe like memory, like I said, a flashback, and it may be shortly after you've gotten your grappling hook.
I was like, I thought those guys were mixing it up for a second, but it's just training.
Yeah. So
gotta stay sharp.
Yeah, this is like an enemy outpost. But again, we're in a castle here. Now I think our Daisho's in there.
Yeah.
What were you
Also, what I think I'm picking up what you were about to say. We are going to do sort of deeper customization looks and checking out different difficulties on our Friday stream. We'll be playing on expert difficulty, and I think that will also involve a lot of visual cues, like seeing how we can manipulate those to raise the challenge level, deepen that immersion, or down that kind of particular play style. So come on back then, and we can talk all about it.
God, that's so clean. Naoe's so clean with it sometimes.
Yes, no, it is. Just the quickness and the tightness of the movements is so her own style, and so oh,
okay. So the Daisho knows we're here. Obviously, I stabbed him. I slightly stabbed him.
He's aware. That was a pretty significant stab. Oh, hey!
Oh.
Whoa! Look who woke up from his nap. He was just chilling, but then he heard some stabbing.
Yeah.
Going on. Oh yeah.
Ooh. You gotta be faster than that.
You gotta be faster than that.
Oh, I love how many kicks Naoe throws out with the katana. Speaking of kicks.
Oh, what is that? Like a little flip?
Yeah. So that's
a little judo throw.
That kick attack can actually hit up to 2 enemies at once. Now, I only have one, but it's really cool. It'll knock them both down, allow you to pull out a ground attack, which deals a ton of damage.
Just stab him on the ground. Oh! He's good with the dodges, folks. Oh, yeah. It's like you want to. That's a key for Naoe. Is you like want to keep pouring it on, but you cannot overcommit and try to just chop through it. You need to get out of the way of those big hits because your health is not.
Yeah, no, the Daisho will take you out pretty quick. And like you saw it there when that enemy woke up, but